Yo, 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 what's good? What's good? What's good, everybody?
What's low?
Everybody in the building.
What it do?
Sir, salute, salute.
See, we got mic checks. Everybody sounding good. Cooks, what's good?
1 2 1 2
Stu
1 2.
Dog,
What
what's
up?
happening?
What's going on? What's going
Peace
on?
to the tribe and a special guest, Spadeanomics comics for the first time.
What's happening, fellas?
What up, babe?
We got an echo going. Okay, took care of that. Yeah, so for the first time, we got Spadeanomics comics on the show. Welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Salute to the tribe, Demario in the building, Slick Nick in the building. What's up, y'all? DJ Tiger will be with us shortly. He's coming in. And yeah, man. So how was everybody's Memorial weekend so far?
I went and got 2 animals and built an ark. That's what I did all weekend.
Wow.
It rained that much. It rained that much.
It did. It did.
Yeah.
Man.
Clayface 90 in the building. What's good, brother?
What's happening, Clayface?
Y'all know Clayface from Instagram. He one of our fellow madmen of comics. We do the auctions and all of that on Instagram. Great books starting at $1 bid. Like, man, people was getting so many deals the other weekend, man, when we did that auction. I'm talking about shit. Clayface sold like his whole Spawn collection, like 1 through 20 or something like that, man. It was beautiful.
Man, that's serious.
Oh, wow.
Man,
We got
that is
another
serious.
special guest right now. Just
Very
popped in.
serious.
Welcome OG Lee to the building.
Hey,
what's
up,
good?
Green?
OG
Gee,
Green
Lee.
Lantern. What's up, brother?
Oh,
What's up,
gee,
OG?
Lee, you was the
Hey,
man.
what's up, man?
And OG is the man. Let me tell y'all, man. And Toquan Sanders in the building. Salute, brother. D. Cole in the building. What's good, brother?
What up,
Slick
Taquan?
Nick
What up,
in
D?
there. Yeah, Clayface, Demario, everybody chilling. Listen,
Nick.
OG Lee, man, I want to say thank you, brother, because you sent me a beautiful package, bro, a care package. Unrivaled.
Oh, man.
Let me show y'all this, man. Let me just show y'all what this man blessed your boy with. I'm talking about blessed your boy.
Green
Boom.
Lantern.
He threw me this whole stack. Matter of fact, it's probably more than this. I got him put away, but the Superman Red and Blue #3. I'm loving this Joker card issue comic.
All that.
Matter of fact,
All
Yeah, that's
that.
dope.
y'all gotta see these, man. OG really hooked it up. Let me pull up the solo joint. Look at that. Man, that is so fly, man. That is so fly.
Lantern.
Truth and Justice #4, the Red Hood. Legends of the Dark Knight #1. And this beautiful, beautiful thing. I've been waiting for this, man. I've been trying to get this for so long. The hip hop cover, Liquid Swords, Contest of Champions, the Jizza,
Yeah.
and boom, to Cal,
Yeah,
Red Wolf,
Lee.
the Method Man to Cal joint. Man, I don't know which album this is. Do you know, OG?
That's it's Tech 9. Not
Oh,
absolute.
okay.
It's I want to say it might be Sick 101 or something like that. It's one of his like later albums.
I feel you. So that's Tech 9, man, and that's the Prowler. That's Miles Morales' uncle. And just real quick, you know, we go over trying to figure out what these album covers are. I came to find out there is over 200 of the Marvel hip hop covers, and Marvel
Yes,
has
it is.
yet to put out the list of what the album covers are. So no one knows what most of these covers are because they don't tell you. Not only don't they tell you in the book here, but they put out a book with just the covers in it, and it still don't tell you.
Yeah.
And they still don't tell you.
What
Yeah,
the
man,
album are.
I have the
I
first
want
one.
them all.
Yeah, I have the first book with all the
It's
covers.
frustrating, but it's also fun. And this one, I don't know if it counts as one of the. It's obviously it's not a Marvel, but this is Department of Truth. This is the Slim Shady joint. You didn't send me this one though, did you, OG?
No.
Okay,
I've never
I
seen
just
that
just
one, but I
slipped
like
in
to
there
have
because
that. I
it's
never
just
seen
dope.
that one.
But yeah, I had never seen this. Department
that's-
of Truth is a great comic, and of course, hip hop covers. And then Lee also sent me these fly Wu-Tang joints.
Yo,
When I found out about this comic, I went nuts. But yeah, Wu-Tang, the 9 Rings of Wu-Tang. Actually written by,
dope.
written by members of the clan. You know, they had input in the writing of it. and you know, they help, you know, a comic writer helped them out, but really great set. Now, Stu Dog, this is yours. So,
Might go
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Stu, where you at? Okay, he had to go do something. We'll show that him.
Right
We'll
here,
show
right
him that in a second.
man.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, those,
So this is from Lee to you, Stu.
I need that. Lee, thank you, man. I need that in my life, man. I need
Hey,
that.
man.
I need that.
That's the
I
clips.
need that, man. What I owe you, Lee? It's
Nothing, man.
Name whatever it is. You sure,
Nothing,
man?
bro. It's
Yeah,
all
no,
love.
nothing, man. I ain't doing it for that, man. I'm just doing it because it's comics, man. Spread love through comics. You know what I'm saying?
Comic
Yeah,
dude.
hey, we appreciate it.
Exactly.
We appreciate it down here in Comicville.
Hey, man. Hey, Spade.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
Spade.
Yes, sir.
Got you, man. I got you. All right.
Oh man, thank
Got
you, man.
What's that?
It was
What was
this.
it?
Go check that out.
Oh, there you go. There you
He
go.
wanted one of these because I got an extra one. So
Yeah, that's a dope. Man, that's just a dope cover. It's
That is
it's
dope.
the Joker.
Yeah, buddy.
It's the playing card, man.
Playing
That's
card.
just-
Yeah, that's
love
just dope.
that. Love that.
Yeah, you
Thank
can't.
you,
So,
man. I'm putting that on the wall when I get it.
Yeah, buddy.
Definitely. That's definitely a wall piece. Yeah, a lot of these are getting slabbed, man. A lot of these getting slabbed. Y'all been seeing the crazy prices in comics lately? Like,
I was just
the
reading
increase
about
is
that today, man.
Yeah.
insane.
Insane. Yeah,
A comic that was in 2016 was like the first maybe I think it's Wolverine #1 was maybe like $4,000, or no, maybe this was a Hulk 181, or no, this was a giant sized. I don't know. It's about $4,000 in 2016. It's over $50,000 right now. You imagine that kind of an increase? Like, that's better than some of the Bitcoin stuff happening.
Hey, Rito, remember when I went to Wade's comic shop, and he said he had a Wolverine #1. He said I sold it for a significant amount of money, and I remember you was like, it shouldn't be that much, and now we see why. Now we see why.
hey, it's not the black cover, right? Where he's in all black by himself. Not that #1, right?
No, I think we're talking about the
one.
miniseries, the all orange, just the big head of Wolverine.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? The #1, I was the second vote. It's technically a miniseries.
Yeah.
Right. Why? So, what do you know about the all black, the first one?
Oh no, because my next door neighbor's got a couple of them. He has one slabbed and he has a couple raw. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's always asking me if I want one and shit. But
man, I'd get one and just slap it.
Oh,
Just slap it.
oh my god, that's
not
a
gonna
grail,
hurt,
bro.
It's not gonna hurt.
That's a grail
I
for
would
me.
just get,
hey, real quick, when people have old comics or come across old comics that are still in Mylar bags, Death of Superman, whatever, remove it. Remove it. Don't keep it in this trash, man. I just did this right now. I took out my static. Okay, this will, like, if you keep it in this and you send it to CGC, they remove your comic to grade it. They don't grade it in that bag.
Right. That's true.
And that bag will deteriorate. It will mess up your comic if you keep it just like that. Like, something about the auction or something like that. But like, even CGC, they recommend when you slab a book to re-slab it every 7 years.
Wow.
But really? People don't know that, and they think, oh no, once it's slabbed and it's a 9.6, it's a 9.6 forever. If I crack it open. That's not, because it can deteriorate. It can. Not saying it will like 100%, but that's something that they specifically recommend. Like,
no, I'm glad you said that, because I have an Icon #1 still in the plastic just like that.
I do too.
It amazes me that people, and there's nothing wrong with the Superman, the white bag, the black bag, and all that. You know, people have it for nostalgic reasons or whatever, and that's awesome. But that book was one of the most highly printed books in comic history.
Yeah, for sure.
And people think that book
They're everywhere.
that book's not going to be $1 million. Like,
no, it's too many. Yeah, too many of them were made. Yeah, too many of them were made.
Yeah,
CG's.
It's like,
mine's is
the
just
X-Force #1. in the bag with the Deadpool card
The
in
card.
Mhm.
it. Yeah, but
I
it's
just
in
pointed
this
out.
it's in this sealed bag. So you think, man, we don't want to take that out of that sealed bag because that's part of the appeal, still in the bag, type of thing. But
But hey,
that's
also
no.
it depends, bro.
I never did send it to the CGC because I knew they would take it out.
Yeah, and it depends. Like people collect for different reasons. If you find a book that you just don't want to remove from the bag, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's not into slabs, everybody's not, into like the next big thing or whatever, and that's cool. Everyone collects for their own reasons and in their own manner, know.
Right.
But take that book out of the damn bag, take it out of the bag. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Oh man.
CGC. It's certain comics I got. CGC will never. They just listen, man. They're in my personal collection, and that's where they're gonna stay.
Yeah,
If I die,
Yeah.
when I expire, my children can do whatever they want with them. But while I'm above ground on this earth, they will be my personal. Yeah, they'll be my personal prizes that I like to relish.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, most
Metro
man.
customer just came in the building and say salute to Metro customer, long time viewer.
Metro customer.
What up, Metro?
From the
Metro?
gate. What's up, brother? So we got, like the whole crew is here. This the comic dudes from Instagram. We got our own group. It's COOKZ24, Spadeanomics, and OG Green Lantern. And we kind of get in there on Instagram and chop it up all the time and compare notes and compare things. And then I got the Madmen of Comics with Clayface 90 over here. Stu, we got to get you on Instagram, bro.
Yeah.
I know. I'm making. You know what? I'm making it count this week. I'm making it count this week.
Yeah, it's too much. I mean, it's just fun just to look at all the comics. You can window shop, man. You see all kind of stuff.
Yeah. You see when you see the dark Shogun pop up on Instagram, that's me. That's
okay. Mm-hmm. That's what's up. So originally I wanted to bring Spade on and talk to him about his career in wrestling, because I've never, I've met I met Macho Man and stuff like that, but I never actually got to talk to somebody who was in professional wrestling. Now I haven't watched wrestling or been into wrestling since Sting and the Ultimate Warrior was doing their thing, when they was popping back in the day. But it's still very interesting to me to learn about. And so Spade, we was talking about a little bit before the show, how you got in. How did you get into wrestling? What made you? Did you have to like become a bodybuilder first, or like what was that? How did you do that? How'd you get into that?
I got into wrestling on a complete fluke, just to be honest with you. A job I was working at. I'm not 6 feet tall. What I tell people, like I'm 5'9", like 170 pounds. So I'm never gonna be, 6 feet tall or whatever. But I could expand my body, build on my body. So I started working out more seriously. And the job I was working at, we had a free gym membership, and I was coming back into work off a lunch break. I had my work shirt in my hand, and this dude stopped me. He said, asked me like, "Man, you a wrestler?" I said, "No." So you like wrestling? I said, "Yeah, I love it. Watch it every week." So you ever thought about doing it? I said, "Yeah, but I won't ever actually do it." He said, "Why not?" "I'm not gonna let them 250 and 300-pound gorillas toss my buck 70-pound tail around. Are you crazy?"
Right.
So he went on to say, "Man, I got guys that wrestle with me smaller than you." And I looked at him like, "Nah, bro. Like I just didn't believe it."
Right.
So he would come to my job like every week and leave his number. Like, when I get my paycheck, my boss lady would be like, "Call this dude." So finally one day I was watching. I said, "All right, I'm gonna call him." I called him and we talked for about 3 hours about nothing but wrestling. And he told me where he has his federation at. So he wanted me to come up there and train. So I went and trained. And retrospect, I should have went to a training school, but I was green. I didn't know any better. So I was like, all right, well, let's just try this out. So he went to the arena and he introduced me to the person he wanted me trained under. And that's kind of how I got in the business.
That's really cool, man. So were you in Alabama when you started that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was
now,
in Alabama.
When I was a kid, there wasn't many black wrestlers. like I think I want to say, man, I can't even think of Brooklyn. I think was his name. I don't know. There was like maybe one or two.
In our era,
I
it
don't.
was like you had Junkyard Dog and Coco Beware, like in the
Coco
80s.
Beware, yeah.
Tony Atlas.
Right.
Tony Atlas,
Right.
yep.
Tony Atlas.
So were you the only
Ron
black
Simmons.
wrestler in the area?
Yeah, from and COOKZ knows this, being in Decatur, from Birmingham on up to where we are, I was the only black wrestler. So you talk about a 2-hour radius from north to south or north to mid Alabama, like there ain't no other black wrestlers. I was the only one.
Wow, that's cool. And then you met COOKZ. You met COOKZ on when you were wrestling still, or what?
I met COOKZ more toward the end of my career. I was going through a divorce from my first wife, and kind of like, what do I do next? So I was praying and asking God, what do I do next? And he was like, go back to wrestling. Like, go back to wrestling. I've been there and done that. And I asked him again. He said, go back to wrestling. So I obeyed and I went back, and I met COOKZ about 3 shows in, maybe.
Yeah.
And
Was COOKZ wrestling? Was COOKZ wrestling then? Or?
No, he was well, you were there as a fan.
I was there as a fan.
Okay. I thought he was wrestling. I thought COOKZ was a wrestler. I was getting ready to say, COOKZ, what was your wrestling name?
No, I was. Now I'm a big fan. Now I've been following since '85, but I was just starting. When I started going there, that's when I started trying to do my podcast interview thing. So you know what I'm saying. When I met you, it was two wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? Two black wrestlers. It was you and it was Baron. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the attitude difference. So I meshed more with Spade, and then looking at his shirt, he had the black Superman flying up in the air. So I was like, you know what I'm saying? It looked like he liked comics. And when I walked up to him and met him at the meet and greet, he kicked it. It's been cool ever since.
Okay.
That's cool, man. And so you got into how long you been in the comics, Spade?
Shoot, virtually all my life, man, since I was probably about 5 years old, so about 35, 36 years now. And I kind of got out of it as a teen. That teenage stage, you kind of awkward and everybody, you trying to be cool and all that other stuff. So but when I got back into it, when I started wrestling, I started getting back into comics because I'm like, it's such a parallel with wrestling and comics. It's like a basic formula that I found out. The good guy has to win every time. The bad guy has to win one time.
Right.
And it's like, man, so, you go back and forth with, there's a lot of similar elements with, you have your evil, you have your good. Evil's trying to win and trying to take over, trying to do this. The good guy has to stop. So there's a lot of basic elements in it, but I started meeting other people in the locker room and even fans like Cook, for instance, that were into comic books too. And I'm like, yo, I'm into this stuff. So I didn't, it was just like, wow, the natural progression.
Yeah. Same thing with hip hop. It's very much always been related. So I never asked you, were you a good guy wrestler or a bad guy wrestler?
I was both. But if you ask me which one I prefer to be the bad guy, which is a heel.
Yep.
And everybody like, wow, you have such a good person. I'm like, man, that shit is just fun. It is so much fun to go piss off a crowd, and it is easier because you have to prove to them something that they will like in you, but you don't have to really do that as a bad guy. You come out, somebody boo you, throw your hand up at them and keep going, and man, they get animated. So I'm like, the heels actually make the match, man. They make it more animated. I was like, God, I love working heel. And it's just that way, man. It's just fun.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Yeah, I think that's dope as hell, man. For real, man. Like I have a lot of respect for you doing that, man. Like I love wrestling, man. Like I love it. I remember when Hulk Hogan powered out of the camel clutch. Like I got to see that as a kid.
Oh man!
Like it's. I love wrestling, man. Like you wouldn't believe
it right now.
Man. That's amazing. I remember all them VCR tapes. I had to watch everything on tapes as a little kid. You know what I mean? You had your Saturday night wrestling, and you had your
Saturday
go to the
morning
ladies
too.
of wrestling and
Yep.
Sunday morning. But then, you know, when movie rental places was popular, I watched a lot. I watched a lot of stuff.
You just rented those
Yeah.
joints, huh?
Yes, yeah, and
Now,
Lady
now, quick,
Dubs.
right now, quick question, Spadeanomics. You know that
Uh-huh.
you're a wrestler. You seem like a strong, powerful man. You know what I mean?
Here
Intelligent.
it come. Here it
You know what I
come.
mean? You know what I
It's
mean? Not
coming.
too tall, not too short. You know, well, it's like superhero stature. You know what I
Here it
mean? In
come.
our eyes. You know, when you were wrestling and you first heard the Black album, um, you probably you probably didn't want to use it as a song to come out, like any of the songs to come out to. As a wrestler, would you use any of the songs on the Black album to come out to? And if you don't, you know, we understand. We understand because we don't think it was a great album anyway here at
We think it was a
Comedy.
great album. Stu doesn't like the Black Album.
Well, wait, whoa, whoa, we were asking the guest here his opinion of the Black album and why he wouldn't use it to come out to, you know,
I
as a
played.
wrestler.
I was all right with it. I'm like, there wasn't. I guess it wasn't many songs on there that I would come out to because it didn't really fit my personality. And like when I
Mm,
started, like I was saying, I was here, so I started with LL Cool J, the greatest of all time.
okay.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
Mm.
I'm a rookie. It's my first match, but I gotta believe that I'm the greatest of all time and not anybody else. So that fit. And then as time went along and I started transitioning to a good guy to a baby face, I switched it up and I came out to DMX up in here. So I was like, those are my
Mm.
main two. And I think around 2005, 2004, 2005, I transitioned back to Hill and I came out to T.I. I'm the King. So
Okay.
Dope,
Yeah, that's
dope,
dope.
dope.
But never came out
So,
to any songs off of the Black album.
nah,
Okay.
they
We
it was
understand.
fun.
Yeah, we
It was
understand.
funny because of like my name and my finisher at the time was the Ace of Spades. As I got older, I just started using the rock bottom. I was like, Rock ain't using it, so I'm taking it. And so
right.
people were like, why don't you come out to Motorhead, the Ace of Spades? I looked at them like, you do realize I'm black, right?
Ace of
It's like,
Spades.
yeah, I'm like, but you're Spade. I'm like, I'm not Triple H. It ain't
Right.
gonna work for me.
It's
Hey, were
not.
you ever anti?
Anti-face, anti-heel.
Your character, yeah, or were you always strictly heel or face?
I was both.
Like, you know what I mean? Like how John Moxley's an
What's
anti.
anti?
He's a good guy, but he'll fight a good guy. Like he'll whoop on anybody, but he leans more good guy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I was all that in between, because I'm like, I started out heel. I have fought babyface versus babyface matches, and I've even done a heel versus heel match. That one is much harder because you got to get the crowd to care about one of the characters. And I'm like, well, let's see who gonna out cheat who, and that's how that one went. But yeah, man, I'm like, them being anti, I was like, yeah, I tried being a tweener once or twice before, and it just didn't work. It's like, pick a side. Now, very few wrestlers can teeter in between that line of heel and face, and they do great at it. But as far as for me, I was like, nah, I failed at it, so I had to be one or the other.
Right. Okay.
Interesting.
Hey, you have
What's
to
a
have
baby face?
Babyface is a good guy. Heel is the bad guy.
Okay.
And
Go
the
ahead,
reason
Lee. What
being
you
is
saying?
like, it's
I
like
was
the
gonna
baby face
ask,
supposed to be all clean cut and then look good and everything,
Right.
and kind of like the Grinch song, being a heel and that. So that's how you kind of explain. I kind of explain that.
Gotcha.
Hey, do you have any of
Right.
the
What is that? Ooh,
WWE comic book?
ooh,
This is he's my favorite IC of all time is Ricky the Dragon.
Steamboat.
The dragon.
Ricky Dragon Steamboat.
Man,
He
The
is hands
dragon.
down my favorite IC of all time. Is him.
nice.
Well, OG, I need you.
Hey, I got a ton of WWE comics, man, when they first came out.
Wow.
All right.
I actually
Hey,
have some.
Hey, they're dope because they cover example. One of the story arcs is the breaking of the Shield, and
I
it
saw
covers
that.
the actual match and the beef they had with the Wyatts, and it
Yeah.
goes into Heyman getting at or Triple H getting at Seth, you know, on the unders and stuff,
Yeah.
and when he turns his back on his brother, like it goes into that. But then there's like comedic stuff, Dean taking off in a diesel for potato salad or something. But it covers real matches and stories that happened in real life. You know what I mean? But they add comic spins. Hey, these comics are amazing, man.
Oh,
What's good, people?
What's good,
up,
DJ?
Tiger?
Welcome, DJ
Tiger,
Tiger.
what's up?
Chilling, chilling, chilling. Sorry for the late entrance. I was gonna faint if I didn't eat nothing. So
Man.
No, we get it. No, we get it. We definitely get it.
This
Understood.
dude was talking earlier about his kids being hangry, so it's all good.
okay, yeah, that hangry ain't no joke.
Yeah. Tiger, he was on me,
It ain't.
Tiger too. He was like, "Look, like Dad, I need something to eat. What's going down around here?" Like he was on me hard, man. I was scared. He pushed up on me. I was scared.
Yeah, you can't play with that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So Tiger, we
Before
was
we go
talking
forward,
Spadeanomics here. He's a pro wrestler, man. So we was talking about his career in wrestling.
Oh, salute to you, Spadeanomics. That's what's up.
Thank you, man.
What's up?
Were you in the wrestling, Tiger?
I watched some of the older dudes like Jimmy Superfly Snooker, and then I guess once I was getting older and I saw like wait a minute, this stuff is scripted. Like it was like, you know, the WrestleMania and stuff like that. Then I kind of got out of it. But my son, he used to watch it all the time. He loved watching. I think every Tuesday night it came on the USA.
yeah.
It would come on.
Oh, that's Monday. Was that Monday Night Nitro?
Monday Night Raw. Yeah.
Monday Night Raw,
Nitro.
Monday Night Nitro, and then they had one that came on Tuesday, but I forget what it was.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
Monday night.
watched
Monday
it
night
all.
was big. Yeah, Monday night was big.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I ain't been into it since like Sting and Ultimate Warrior was big. Like that was what?
Sting is back.
Yeah, that was.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, we was talking about that too.
80?
Yo, how
like
old is he
62.
now?
Hey, he's
How old is he now, man?
little protege, man. He's with Darby Allin. It's so awesome, man. Hey, and check this out. Every time he makes his entrance now, they always tell Tony Schiavone, "Hey, Schiavone," and he does it. Sting. I don't know if you guys remember that from WCW days, but it's Sting, and he does it, man. He still does it.
Wow.
Man, he's
Yo,
still
I heard.
going.
Is it true that? Is it true that the Undertaker still?
Hold on.
He does.
Just
He'll
retired.
wrestle like maybe 1 or 2 pay-per-views a year now, you know, because of his age and his body. But he's still under contract, and he will still make appearances, and he'll still do matches and stuff.
He's officially retired.
Taker,
Yeah.
he's had his last match for the 8th time now. He always has his farewell match, his last ride match, Taker to Hell match, and he just keeps coming back though. Like
it's like Jay-Z. It's like Jay-Z with the Black album, right?
Oh man. Oh my God. Here we go.
I was gonna say he's like Brett Favre.
You dodged it. We already went through that before.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, Tiger. Hold on. He wasn't here. We were just asking about, because you know how all wrestlers come out to a song. They got a song they come out to.
Uh-huh.
So we were just saying, you know, if you had to pick a song off the Black album, what would it be? And Spadeanomics was like, well, I really couldn't pick a good one to come off of that album. Really. It was like, so what I would do is I would come out to something else. I would just come out to maybe the Gray album. I would come out to something off the Gray album. Definitely not the Black album, because he said it just didn't fit his style, and I understand that. I get that.
I said, Tiger, that when I first started, I was a heel, which was a bad guy. So I came out to LL Cool J, the greatest of all time, because I hadn't had a match, and I'm just like, all right, let me make sure I'm the greatest of all time here. You know, I got to believe that in my psyche. Then when I switched to babyface, good guy, I came out to DMX up in here. And I was saying earlier, I was just like, it wasn't many songs on the Black album that I felt fit my personality. So I just went with something that fit my personality.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's
Hey, I was just, but he still never used any of the songs off the Black album to come out too. Which I
But yeah,
understand.
speaking of DMX, man. Speaking of DMX, that new album is bananas.
New album's fire.
Mhm.
Tiger, the
Have y'all
showcase
heard
that
it?
you put on, DJ Tiger put on a showcase for that, and it was dope. It
Yeah.
was a nice set, man. I was in here. Yeah, it was good, Tiger, man. It was good, man.
Yeah, that was a
I had a
dope.
chance to listen to it. Again, there's some songs in the middle that, I'll be honest, I can't really listen to it because they don't mesh. And then one of them sounds like, I hate to say it, but it's like they didn't even finish it in the studio. Like it's almost like it was completely
not
off.
mastered.
Yeah, not mastered. It was just off.
I felt like
I think I know what he's saying. Yeah, I think I know what he's saying because like
the
it seemed like some of the
completely off.
Right, and some of it sounded to me like it was just for the radio, like it was for numbers, like they put a beat with it, like a Mike Will type beat, so to kind of give it that trap feel. But we
some
know
of the
that
beats
wasn't.
were like one of the beats was like the G Dep, the special delivery beat. The Griselda joint was fire though.
Oh, that was fire.
Yeah, that was fire.
Bath salts.
Yeah, bath salts was
the Bono joint.
Hey, that buzz eater, man.
Yeah, the locks joint, the first joint. Even the last two were deep. That hit me. The one about his son.
Definitely.
One
to his son. Yeah.
Well, it's a funny story about the one with his son. They said that Swiss was saying when his son heard it, his son plays an instrument or something like that, and he wanted him to play something, to it. And when he heard it, they said he was so moved. He was like, "Nah, just leave it like that, because if that's how he did it, that's the way it should be." Right. And he said he was moved by it just the way it was, and they just left it raw, just like that.
Wow. Yeah, that's it. Being able to do that, and then I heard that he was saying something about like, don't put this out until after I die. Like the album, but how did he know he was gonna die? Like, did he really, he felt like he was gonna die soon or something?
Yeah, I kind of didn't understand that either. Like,
yeah,
maybe he had a premonition or something, man.
Right.
Biggie always say the same thing. Like he felt
same
he was
thing.
gonna die
Yeah,
young.
Tupac. Yeah, Old Dirty used to say it.
They say you feel.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's some heavy stuff, man. You feel like you not gonna live that long or whatever,
Yeah.
I don't understand what would make them think. You know what? I hear people say all the time. They talk about Illuminati and things of that nature, and that they got you got to make a sacrifice, and that's what I hear. I don't know how true it is, but I hear that all the time. And as much as you don't want to believe it, when you start looking at the way some of these, some people die and they lose fans, you start thinking like, well, maybe it might be some truth to it, but it's just.
It does seem like they lose some, like Kanye. Like Kanye losing his mom, like, and then like blowing
Jordan
up
lost
to
his dad,
billionaire status. Right.
Yeah, but for like tragic incidents, you know what I mean? Like, he didn't think he was gonna,
Right.
Yeah,
can you really call him a sacrifice?
Prophesizing your death in songs like Pac did, like DMX did,
Right. But he's saying that he's talking about like the industry or the Illuminati or someone, the powers that be, kind of make a deal with you, like you got to make some kind of a sacrifice, someone you really love, if we're gonna let you get that status of being ultra
or it's
famous.
Gonna be you, right? Yeah, if it ain't you,
I've heard
if
a
it's
lot
not
of that.
you,
I've heard
I've heard that too. Yeah, if it's not you, you have to make a sacrifice. So if it's not yourself, you got to sacrifice. Like, remember, P used to always say stuff like that. He came out with an album that the Helgen something, the Helgen whatever it was he came out with.
Helgen died. Yeah. I can never play those. It was funny. I can't those songs because I did a tribute, and someone was like, "Yo, you didn't have none of those songs in this tribute," and I said, "Yeah," I said because the last time I played one of his songs, the whole stream was blocked, so I had to remove that song off the album. Now I see why.
That's weird. That's weird because Tiger, you can't even find that album. Like when you look for it, they listed on his albums that he made, things of that nature. But when you go to look for it, you cannot find it. It's hard to find or get a hold of. Even when it came out, I couldn't get a hold of it. And I was looking for it. All right, but
I got it on my hard drive though. So ain't gonna get it off of me.
Right.
I'm trying to get a copy, man. I'm gonna find a copy. Trust me when I tell you.
I got you. I'll send it to you.
I appreciate that. Okay. I want to hear that album, man. Did you listen to it, Tiger?
Not the entire thing. There's some joints on there that I that I listen to that are dope, but like I have a chance to just sit down and listen to it from front to back.
Okay. And then
I listen to it as I'm like trying to throw it in a set. You know what I mean? But sitting with my headphones on, nah. And I want to do that, especially with his music. You gotta listen to what he's saying.
Yeah, you definitely gotta listen to Pete like that. Yeah. Did anybody listen to Pray for Haiti?
Who?
By who?
Makami and Westside Gun.
Oh nah, I'm not up on Makami stuff. So I gotta get some of his stuff. I haven't really listened to.
Yeah, Stu sends me some stuff from time to time, but beyond that, I haven't gotten into him a lot. But
decent album.
I know he's dope though.
Album. Yeah, decent album. Album's dope. Makami's is dope, man. I've been listening to him for a long time. It's dope, man. I mean, it was a few things. It was a few things I was into. That one joint Tiger put up this week. The my man that did the new JBs and Nas joint, the one you put up. What was the name of that Tiger?
Wait.
You put it up on Full Blast over the weekend.
The new Jay-Z and Nas song?
No. The guy that did the guy that did the new JBs and Nas? What's his name? Brian something, I think it is. He did a mashup album that you put up. Hang on, I'll tell you right now.
Nas and Nujabes.
Same guy that did that. You had put up another one. It was
the same dude.
Like
David Begun. Yeah.
After you did the
reggae joint, Bob Marley and the Fugees.
The reggae joint, the Bob Marley and the Fugees. Yeah, that was fire. That was real fire.
And I premiered it, and because I was doing I didn't even hear it. And I saw you leave a comment saying, "Yo, I gotta get this. This is dope." I didn't.
Y'all went right. Y'all went right on Bandcamp.
Yeah, he's dope.
Yeah, y'all went right on Bandcamp.
David Begun, Amerigo Gazaway, they're dope with mashups too. Word up.
Yeah, I got a lot of Amerigo Gazaway stuff.
Was J. Cole on DMX like a version? I don't know. Angelo in the chat said, "Did you hear J. Cole's verse on DMX's Bath Salts?" Yeah,
that's what's the name? Swiss played that during the verses. It's not on the album, but I guess it's either a freestyle, and I don't think it was going to be put on the album. I think he just got the freestyle maybe that day and just threw it on as like some type of bonus thing,
Okay.
He got a secret weapon. I'm gonna throw this on. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I wanted to kind of touch on the verses last night, man.
Yeah.
One of the boringest.
And it's crazy because we like a lot of the songs, but it was off, right? It was something. I was I'm not really feeling it. Yeah, it wasn't intimate, right? It was like a big club. They were like showboating and. Yeah, my lady, that's what she just said. Like, that's how it felt. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, because they were up there on the stage. Like, they had a stage, and they were performing. And
Didn't dancing crazy in those pajamas, like
Yeah, Timberland looked like that uncle at the barbecue, you know.
yeah. Just give him a beer and keep him in the
Yeah.
car. He'd be all right. Yeah, it just like, for those two to be like, you know, that's what's ill. The irony of it, they created the verses, and for their verses to be like, you know, one of the, you know, I hate to say it, one of the worst ones. You know, I haven't seen what everyone else is saying, but I know everybody in the chat was like,
yeah. Everybody was not impressed. Everybody was like, man, this is kind of whack. They were saying a lot of questionable, I don't know, jokes and like,
no, not jokes. Like, I want you to look me in my eyes. I was like,
yeah,
bro,
like they was giving. It was intimate, but it was between them two.
yeah. Like, y'all get in the room after this shit's over.
Word up. That was kind of weird.
I'm glad it wasn't me, because soon as they said it, and me and Lee was like, huh? And then we saw in the chat room like, yo, bro, need to slow down. What is he talking about?
Yeah, it was a little funny.
But you know, they legends in their own right, man. I give them that. You know, I guess it's, you know, with the verses, you know, everyone's expecting it to be, because of the pandemic, intimate, because that's what it was about. Because no one going outside. But now it just feels like this is a concert, basically.
Yeah.
So it don't feel special anymore.
Exactly. Yeah, and it was like a concert of two guys that aren't rapping, so they're just standing there. It's
my lady said that they would have been ill if they would have brought out the people, obviously, that are still here, that are on the joints.
And you would think that's what I was expecting, because every verses almost has had like special, the hip hop ones, especially the Wu-Tang joints. They've brought on guests, and that's what was dope about it.
Yeah. Well, I guess they might have wanted to do it, but Jay-Z couldn't make it, so Jay-Z was half the damn battle anyway. Yeah, they were playing back to back Jay-Z songs. I'm like, they ain't play nothing from the Black album, those two. So you good.
No, they did.
Well, you know, that's
they didn't.
That's
yes, they did.
No, Timberland.
Oh, dirt off your shoulder. Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Oh man. Glad I wasn't there for that part. Glad I wasn't there for that part, man. I would have been. You know, I might have had a few choice words in the comments myself.
Yeah, Slick Nick said all those featured guests were in the building, so I didn't know that, but
Busta was there, Fat Joe was there, Nori was there. Who else? There's some other people. Rick Ross was there. Yeah, that is weird. Why
missed opportunity? Yeah. That is.
And I ain't really trying to hear Fat Joe now anyway. DJ Khaled's the Quincy Jones of hip hop.
Yeah, who put the whole thing together? Who put the verses together?
It was Swiss Beats, right?
Huh?
He said, "Who put the whole verses together?"
Who said that?
Stu.
No. He was saying that Khaled, he just puts people together. Like he ain't no Quincy Jones. Like he didn't write for Michael Jackson. He ain't. You know what I mean? Like.
Right.
For him to say that is crazy. Like,
yeah, no.
It is.
What did you? But Stu, didn't you ask who put the verses together?
Yeah, like who put who put it together? Like who? Because you know, there's always somebody that puts the whole thing together. Put the whole.
You mean from the beginning?
Yeah.
Oh, it was Swiss and Timberland. They the first. They started it. Because they were playing beats in their car. Like one of them was in their car and Tim, I think, was in the studio. And it was like, yo, listen to this beat. This will beat this one. That's how the verses started. And that was just, they were just bullshitting on Instagram. Then from there, it was producers doing it. And then it started with artists. So that's what I'm saying. For them to have this one and it didn't, you know what I mean, pan out. Like, it's like, damn, like you guys are the creators. And this was like,
meh.
Fell short to a lot of people.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, man. So when did Premier and RZA come into it? Did they do that after?
This was early. I don't know how early though, because it was still producers at the time. Because I think they had Manny Fresh. I didn't see that Manny Fresh and Scott Storch.
I didn't see that.
They had they had some R&B producers like they had Neo and not Neo. No, it might have been Neo because Neo writes.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a lot of producers at the time. And then when the RZA and Premier one came, I think right after that, I think then it started to be MCs, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. I think so, because I think right after that it was Fab and Jada.
Oh yeah, Fab and Jada came.
Yeah, Fab and Jada, yeah.
And then
And that started when I think you remember after the technical difficulties with Teddy Riley and Babyface,
right.
Then they started to have it at one spot because they were saying the Instagram sharing it isn't good for audio. That's why the audios were sounding messed up. When Nelly and Ludacris did it, his shit kept freezing. He had cheap ass, Wi-Fi or something.
Yeah.
It kept, you know what I mean? It was like, yo, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so it started changing where they were all in one room because Jadakiss and Fab, they were in, I think they were in Harlem. I can't remember where they were at, but they were in New York.
Yep.
And then obviously Beanie Man and Bounty Killer, that was dope. They were in Jamaica doing that one.
Dang.
Okay.
Yeah, it was still dope.
Yeah.
But then I don't.
Isley Brothers.
When it's cool. No, DMX and Snoop.
DMX and Snoop was dope.
Yeah,
that was dope.
That was dope too.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think when Apple took it over, even though they said they partnered, but it wasn't no partner. They had stake in it because, like I said, they flagged my channel behind that bullshit. They 40 and too short. Once they got a hold of it, is that corporate started turning corporate. Yeah. So now it was this big old extravaganza. Yeah, and it's supposed to be just about the music.
Right. Yeah.
You know how corporate do? They turn it into something else, and they want you to be like, this is what's hot. Like, no, we already know what's hot. Like, don't try to turn it into some big Hollywood shit.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. Tell us what's hot. What's not.
That's why I love the full blast verses, man, because it's it's intimate. We get in there, we do our thing, and it's about the music.
Yeah.
And sometimes, people get robbed. You know what I mean? In the full blast, and that's what makes it exciting. Hey, it's like wrestling. It's like wrestling. It makes it exciting.
Or they act up in the chat, headshots. F your best. Ain't no arguing.
Yeah, get him out of here. Yeah.
Once you say one bad comment, SOD got the red dot on you, it's a wrap.
You gotta go. You gotta go.
Are
we gonna see now, DJ Tiger? Are we gonna see a rematch between Reno and Ed?
Oh yeah. We will do that one day.
Yeah, it'll be in the future because we still want to get more of the tribe, and we're trying to get because there's been outside people that we want to do it too. So we gotta get them donations and have them do it as well. So
yeah. I want to give a chance for all the people that haven't done it, and in the tribe, and then definitely get the people that's really paying to do it. Yeah. So COOKZ, please say what you've been wanting to say. I've been seeing you try to say something for like the last 15
my bad,
minutes.
COOKZ.
No,
y'all was talking. Y'all was still. He was in rotation. He was talking. Anyway. Oh, dang! I forgot I was gonna ask. Oh, never mind. I know I can say now. My bad, y'all. Reno. I was wanting Reno to tell Tiger and Stu the comic book story about No Fear Comics. Y'all gonna love this.
No, actually, you tell them because that was your show and stuff. But yeah, it was a dope hip hop comic. But you tell them.
Well, basically what happened was, it's like this. I got cool with a guy, and you know what I'm saying? The reason I got cool with him is because, not because of, but it's just he gave me a story about how, he was going through so much rough stuff, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, man, cool then, you know what I'm saying? I can be cool with you, share your stuff. You got smooth comments, you got a good talk. And then, so since and everybody was in the comments, I was like, hey, and Spade, I was like, hey, check out my boys right here. They in the comments too. You know what I'm saying? Now, I never did business with the guy because on social media, when you do business with people buying stuff, you got to really know and what you're looking at and know you're not going to get screwed. Everybody know that. And this, you know what I mean? Because everybody done shopped online before or dealt with just a person. Blah, blah, blah. So anyway, this guy got a habit of taking over the conversation. So it's like, and and so it's like, say for instance, Stu, if you was like, hey man, what kind of book is that? The conversation to go from the book to his mama got sick, his brother got sick, he in a wheelchair, he done got over this disease, he done got over this, his family on across the seas, this and that, this and that, this and that. Then he's gonna come back with, but this is a 9.8. So I noticed certain people in the comic book world throughout Instagram, they would put up these posts that say, don't mess with this dude because of this and this and this. I'm like, dang, don't mess with this dude because of this and this and this. I'm like, dang. Then it happened to Reno and it happened to Spade. And he ain't gonna never meet OG, so I ain't worried about that. And he ain't gonna meet y'all because we ain't gonna never even let him know we know y'all. So you know what I mean?
Nah, yeah.
So
keep friends away from that dude.
You know what I'm saying? So
friends don't let friends deal with bad comics.
Right.
Exactly, man. So basically, make a long story short, you got a person telling you that they got a 9 point this and this and that, and they really don't even know what they're looking at.
Because the camera, you can't really see really clearly on a camera when you're doing live on Instagram and they're showing you a comic, and so you kind of got to take their word for it. And this guy's like, all my comics are 9.9s and 10s, which I laugh at because they don't go above 9.8 with CGC. I mean, you can get a 10, but it never happens, bro. And to say that all your raws are 9s and 10s.
The show last week, remember he was showing all those dope comics. Yo, he had 6s in there, 7s, and it was nothing. That's regular. You know what I mean? So that dude's definitely lying.
Definitely.
He said at one time, like, with this one, for instance, this is the first appearance of Bishop, right? So he messaged me and was like, yo, man, I got 15 of them. They're all like 9, 9s, and 10s. And I'm like, you can't get a 10 unless you get it straight off the press, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, I didn't even bother with the comment. Just like, here we go again.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he'll tell you getting, he's sending this, and then you get the package and you look in and it's looking like Frankenstein's forehead, just ticks all down the spine, and you can tell the
stitches all over.
Yeah. But what were you saying though, Cooks? You were talking about Fierce, wasn't you? You said no fear.
No fear.
Okay. That's the dude's name on Instagram, No Fear. Okay, I got you.
No
I thought you were talking about Fear, that Fierce comic, the hip hop comic.
Now on that level, I'll let y'all know. I remember the show, at least 1 or 2 shows on this platform where you're talking about black creators, black comic book makers, and all this. So going to the expo because of Spade, to the small Comic Con type deal we have in Alabama, I got to meet the creators of the Fierce comic, the Sanders brothers, they have an all-black team, and they created this comic book, Street Sweepers, Fierce, Shay Diamond, and they bring a whole change to the game for indie comics. And me and Spade, we did on Total Fandom Sundays, we did a review on issue 1, issue 2, and then they other standalone with Street Sweepers. So basically we're gonna get a chance to actually interview them next Sunday, and it's just what I'm saying, like it's cool to see that, dope to see that, like y'all was talking about at first, black people in comics creating and being known for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was gonna be and was a dope experience, and I'm glad I got to be a part of it.
Definitely. Yeah, that was one of the first subjects that we sort of really built this sort of this show on. We started talking about that first episode, definitely.
And I got
Salute
to see
Comic
it real
Crusaders.
life.
Right. Salute Al Mega in the building. What's up, bro?
Al
Mega is the man.
Wepa.
I got a hip hop question for y'all. Have y'all been keeping up with Big Pun getting the street named after him?
Yeah, I posted that on my channel.
Okay,
Yeah,
let
we
me ask
talked
you
about
this.
it too.
That's
I
Yeah, we
would
about
like
talked
to
2
about
ask
months
it.
ago,
y'all,
I think. 2 months ago.
Yeah, we talked about it
who,
briefly.
what side do y'all believe in that story?
Well, I know today on Instagram,
I think Cuban Links.
someone posted the clip where Fat Joe was saying, he was like, no disrespect to Diddy, but Diddy didn't give the rights back to Biggie's people. What's the name didn't give the rights back? He was like, but I gave the rights back to Big Pun's family, no questions asked. So the official Big Pun account commented and said, actually, we won the rights back in court in 2017 because it had to go to court. So so they was like, yo, he lying. He acting like he just gave it, and he was like, no, we had to fight to get the rights back.
Yeah.
So
That's lame.
so now
That's
y'all make your
lame, man.
decision now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's lame.
Wow.
That's real lame, man.
Yo.
I mean,
Wow. And he,
that's lame.
And what's crazy is
and he,
Nori's like co-signing that shit. You know what I mean? Like no one checked him on that. They're not gonna.
They're not gonna
so that
because he's power in the game right now. He's got and Pun's
so
not.
That's the problem.
Pun's
The
so that
gatekeepers.
so that
Yeah.
mean that Big Pun's sister and his wife, widow wife, they actually they telling the truth when they talk.
Pretty much, yeah.
Seems to be the most for the most
So
part. Yeah.
as far
I
as
think
we
so.
know, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I would-
always gonna be some discrepancies, Cooks, when somebody dies.
Yeah.
People are gonna like with Michael Jackson, his estate, but when he passed, he said he wanted everything to go to his mother. And everybody was in there trying to get their hands in it. But that's what he said, so that's what they had to go by. When it comes to music, a lot of artists, it's their own fault. They don't obtain the rights to their music. They don't expect to have tragic things happen to them as well.
Yeah, but that's more the reason why they should, because you never know.
They should, right? And KRS-One said it best. He said the first chance he got, he bought the rights to Criminal Minded. He bought the whole thing, all the I think it was like his first 2 hours, but I know he said Criminal Minded was the one that he wanted the most because he was like every time anything off of that album gets played as sample, I'm gonna get a piece of it.
Yeah.
And he was like, I just didn't want it. All these years I've been in the game, I didn't have the rights to it. And I remember he was kind of celebrating when he did it. Like he was like, like it was like a relief. Like he felt like he had like a weight lifted off his chest because he got it. And they should get the rights to their music. I mean, like Chance the Rapper, I get what he's doing. He doesn't want to sign with anybody, and I get that. But they're always on him,
You don't
trying to
need
get
no
him to sign.
labels
But
nowadays.
Yeah. Nowadays, you don't.
No.
Yo, and another thing about Big Pun, his wife told Fat Joe, and now Fat Joe tried to spin it like I'm not gonna lie, but the way I heard it from Big Pun's widow, she said that she'll forgive him if he admits like all the things that he did that was wrong, like to the public.
Yeah.
And he was like, "No, I ain't gonna do that." So she was like, "That's to tell you your answer right there." But the way he spun it was, because he said that on the show. He said that she wanted me to say, that I lied about everything, and I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean? So that's crazy, man. And it's like, yo, Big Pun was like, but yet, you know what I mean? Like, you don't even have nothing to do with it. So it's not even about giving them money. It's just like the connection. That's like
being real to the family.
Not messing with Biggie's kids.
Right.
Little Kim not, you know what I mean? Like that's the equivalent of it.
Yeah.
That's just corny, man.
Word up.
But hey, you can't, certain people gonna be people. Just because they rappers, that don't mean that they ain't pieces of shit in personal lives.
Facts. Like the guys that were involved with the the new artists, telling them that they was gonna put them on or get them, views or get them fans if they paid X amount of money, and then
that scam. I'm talking about
the scam, right?
Yeah, be put on our mixtape on their Spotify playlist, and no one's even listening to it.
Dang.
Paying like $500 to get placed on a mixtape with like 80 other artists. Think you're gonna really stand out? You know what I mean? Especially when all these artists are trying to sound like the same goddamn mumble rap song anyway. Like
they all got
you gonna really stand out?
Right now, right? It all sounds the
It
same.
sounds
Right.
like all these other whack artists. So it's like, but they were these dudes were. Oh my god, it was ridiculous. I mean, they would think about this: $500 on a placement on a mixtape with 80 artists, 80 times 500, doing that every 2 weeks or every month. You know how much money they were making? And meanwhile, you go to the Spotify playlist and you'll see 100 followers.
That's $40,000 right there.
Sad. Yeah. Yeah, 40 grand. Yeah, and a lot of what it shocked me, some of the names, you know, some of the rappers that were involved.
Yep.
Like Redman, like that's crazy.
A lot of them.
Who else? Yeah.
Ghostface at one time. He did one post though. And who else? Royce 5'9", because Grizzy, he was the one that came out with that and exposed that. I actually want to interview him because he's, you know, he ain't that industry. He's not for all of that because all the just the weirdo shit that goes on in the industry and people capping for people just for money, and they'll do anything just to get ahead and all of that. He's not with all of that. So
that's crazy.
Trying to expose these dudes, like just because they're your favorite rappers. He said for them to just be doing that shit to people, especially in the pandemic, because they knew people were getting their stimulus checks and they were like, just getting.
And they weren't able to perform and do concerts, so they was trying to hustle and get their money, but you're doing it by ripping off basically your fans.
Yeah, and y'all were in that position before. Like y'all was starving trying to get on, so you going to turn around and do that to. You know.
That's why I really couldn't imagine, because I remember seeing Redman out there with his demo. You know what I mean, like hustling and trying to get on. Like I remember seeing that back in the day when he came, you know, was coming out, and so I know, you know, he knew because matter of fact, I think it was you that told me that, and I just couldn't believe it for a minute. I was like, they had. I kept saying like they had to not know or.
No, look, a lot of people saying that because, you know, a lot of these people have managers and IG handlers handling their accounts, so they could be in on it, getting the money and using them as because they know people are gonna, shoot, and you said you like my joint, you know what I mean? And it's ain't game typing that. But if someone's coming to you and telling you if it ain't you, that's your IG, then you better check that. And you brush it off, then you part of it then. But there was actually commercials. These dudes the rappers was saying, "Yo, be on my mixtape." You know what I'm saying? Contact me. So they knew what it was. They can't get around and say they didn't.
Man, no, and I know because back in I want to say 2000 and maybe this was 03s, 01, I don't know, something like that. But same kind of thing was it was Lil Wayne's name, and they were saying you sell $400 worth of these tickets, and then you come and do this showcase for Lil Wayne, and he gonna sign you and the whole thing. And it was all these local rappers in St. Pete, Tampa, Miami, like all the Florida, Atlanta people, and people was coming in with their $400, and I was there because I was like kind of documenting it, you know what I mean? And I'm seeing the line of people around this building waiting to pay their $400. So the whole thing, and when it came out in the end, Wayne had nothing to do with it. Didn't even know about it. Had nothing to do with it.
That was a straight scan that he didn't know about. Probably, you know.
Right. And he didn't. But it, stuff goes on like that. But so is this Tiger? Is this well, we're doing a show, right? The new artist showcase where we having MCs to come on and showcase their new music and stuff like that. Is this kind of, I mean, tell us like why you wanted to do that. Is that part of, is it part of that, you know, wanting to do something that is real, that they are going to get something out of?
Yeah, because it's like I said, with what these other artists was doing to these up and coming MCs, talking about they're gonna be put on like their mix. Like, so say it's game for instance, he's one of the clowns that was doing it. You know, he was saying, yo, you know, like, I'm hosting this mixtape, so he's gonna be on there talking. And of course, Game has his song, the first song or second song. So it's like, yo, you're gonna be on Game's new mixtape. So send $1,500 to this cat, and it's always Cash App, because there's never no you know, what do you call it? Like, you can't backtrack it. You know what I mean? Cash App, and then anyone can make a Cash App up. You know, so there was no no record, no trail. So and then you put it on a playlist that has like 40 or 50 followers. You know what I'm saying? With the Full Blast platform, it's still growing. It just hit 43,000. So, but that's just one of the platforms.
Right.
So it's gonna be, you know, right now all the platforms combined, it's like 100,000. So you already know all of these people are following Full Blast Radio, so it's going to potentially be heard by 100,000. Obviously, it's not going to be heard by 100,000 people that same day.
Right.
They're going to be on or whatever. But all the numbers, everything is like laid out, and it ain't no $500 damn entry fee. I mean, the first month we're waiving it. You know what I'm saying? And it's a $30 fee, which is waived for the whole month of June. So 30. You know, between 30 and 1,500. Come on, and you know, we're doing a showcase. Like the eyes are gonna be on them, not on 80 people on a mixtape that no one's gonna, you know what I mean? Because you don't like, so you're gonna skip it. You're gonna skip it. Yeah. The showcase is live. Just how you go to a live show and you're there. You're gonna be listening to the performer, you know, whether you like them or not. So all the attention. For all the potential 100,000 people is going to be on you.
Right. Yeah, and something with that Lil Wayne thing, it was like you were supposed to, like I said, sell your tickets or whatever, and then they were supposed to bring an audience, like bring the people that, you know, that you've built up, but they would do that and then they'd leave and their audience would go with them.
Yeah.
So nobody's watching. So with this show,
I did a bunch of showcases that it did the same thing. Like, and to me, that's kind of selfish because it's like, you go and perform and you're bringing people, and then there's other people performing and you leave with your people and not even support the, you know what I mean? Like, to me, that's kind of lame. Like, you're not going to even be there and support the other artists that's trying to get on too. You just there for yourself that, I'm out, and they're going to leave 20 other people. I've seen where that happened, and then you get near the end of the night where, like, you know, and this is to me the promoter's fault too. You booking 15 to 20 different artists in one night because you want to get the money. By the time the 18, 19 artists come, it's 2 a.m. on a Thursday.
Right.
The club's almost empty. So then I've seen people get mad, like, yo, who am I performing for?
Yep.
I'm not performing for nobody. Ask for their money back, and they start getting mad. Like, a lot of shit can happen and go sideways if you don't do that right.
Right.
So
that's some of the same stuff that happened in wrestling, man.
Yeah.
Some of the same shit happens in wrestling.
Same thing. It's just different thing, different time.
Different genre. Entertainment business is just dirty like that, and you have some of the same stuff that happens. People might go on main event, like, say, I'm gonna say, for instance, just throwing a name out there, you might get like a John Cena come to your show, and everybody wants to see John Cena, but they're gonna wait, you know, to see him perform his match, and then after he's done, he leaves, go do his thing. Now half the crowd done seen him, they dip.
Yeah.
So he might not even be the main event, the actual last match. But it's just so much similarities that y'all were talking. I'm like, damn, that sounds a lot like what I went through in the wrestling industry.
Yep. And the only thing that works where, you know, you're going to get the people to stay is if you book someone that, like this entertainment company that I'm not going to name them because I'm cool with her, but there was events like that I described. Like, it was just so many artists there and people leaving, but she would book like Styles P. We did a show with him, so the entertainment, all the up and coming artists would perform, and then they would perform at the end of the night. That makes sense because people are going to wait
Right.
see the main artist. So that's how you keep the people there too, by bringing someone in. We had we did a Papoose and Remy and K Slay on Labor Day. Well, they didn't get to perform because motherfuckers started tearing the club up. So that was something else. You know, but it was people in there. You know what I mean? Like, oh, K Slay, Papoose, Remy's here. You know what I mean? And people just ruined it. You know, but that's another way to do it right. You know, you have someone that's known and famous
at the end.
Yeah, perform at the end.
Yeah,
gonna stay.
Yeah.
So what we'll do?
Some people are just they're assholes. You know, they're gonna come in.
Yeah, they're selfish. It's like crab in a barrel mentality. You know, they just want to do for them, and I'm not gonna give them no audience. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Yeah. So what you know, for the show, what you'll have is when the first artist is showing his stuff, he'll show a few things or his song or something like that. Then the next artist will go, and then that artist will go again, and so they'll have something where it alternates, so it keeps that person's crowd there because their person is coming on again. Because it's the internet, we can't control who is in, you know, comes in and out.
Who's in? Yeah, we can't. Yeah.
But by doing it, staggering it like that, it's a way to make sure that, you know, the audience that they brought actually stays for the end of the show, and then we'll have a segment at the end. So it's going to be great. I just think it's a, you know, a great idea, something that you're doing to kind of give back to the hip hop community, you know, and it was sort of inspired by that, you know, that scam that was going on.
Yeah, something good always comes out of something bad.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Right,
and,
like the Gray album came out of the Black album. Always.
Segue. Find a way to circle it back.
Segue.
Tiger,
that was no segue.
That was nice.
That was dope.
Tiger, you like Confucius. You like Confucius.
What good is going to come out of Green Bay if Aaron Rodgers leaves? What good is going to come out of that?
What good's going to come out of that?
Yeah.
The fans will have relief that no longer would it be, you know, just a trash player, you know, because you know the actual, and this is crazy, the actual town owns the team, so they actually paying for Aaron Rodgers. So now these people know that their money is going somewhere positive instead of a trash player like Aaron Rodgers who just taking their money and running. It's just like the scam. It's like the hip hop scam.
He's doing the same thing.
He is scamming, man. Yeah, he's doing the same thing. He's scamming. He's just scamming us. He's just scamming. Wow. Any one of us can get up there and quarterback better than Aaron.
You know what I'm buying Stu for his birthday? Aaron Rodgers jersey and the black album.
And the black album.
I'm gonna mail it a full blast package to you,
bro.
Had a CD wrapped in the jersey.
I'll be at Dallas. I'll be like, y'all better not open that. I'll be like, you better not open that. Don't open.
I'll get returned to send it back so quick.
Yeah. Leave that right there.
Oh man.
It's also another way that show to showcase hip hop artists versus the sort of mumble rap auto tune cats that are getting all the shine right now. They're getting pushed by all the industry.
Yeah, because they're the ones that, you know, the industry determines what's hip hop. We know
which they never did, and we need to get back to that. We the ones that, that's what was so great about hip hop. The people determined what they wanted. They got what they wanted, and the artists were able to make their music and put their music out.
But you notice in everything, when an industry or corporation takes over something that's pure, they corrupt it. I mean, it's not music; it's everything. Just how he brought up with wrestling. You know what I mean? That's just what they do. You know. So, but nowadays, you know, it's proven. You know, look what Kwame Brown's doing. Look what all these people are doing on YouTube. Look what we're doing. We don't need corporations.
Right. We don't need corporations. No, I agree. I'm down, man. I agree.
I was cooking.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of that, the fans, remember and how what's her name? Carrie Carter. They made her the broker. Well, the fans got outraged about it, voiced their opinion, and she was supposed to be the main antagonist in Captain America 4. And now, because of the fans' outrage, because they they were saying that that's bad for the character. They're like, yo, that's not her. That's not. She's
That was
not the
that
broke
was a lame
understanding.
thing to do. I ain't gonna lie. Looking
Yeah.
back at it now, that was like kind of weak. Like, really, she's the
Yeah.
broker.
Right.
Yeah,
And she
it
came
was.
from Agent Carter. She came from Agent Carter, and you like, wait a minute, that's her granddaughter, and she's the broker. So now they changed the script for Captain America 4. There's going to be a new antagonist. She is now not going to be the main antagonist or the broker anymore, and they're going to change her role in the film. We just don't know what to and what role she's going to play in the film.
Okay.
She won't be the power broker though.
No, she won't be the power broker.
Yeah. So maybe they'll switch something up to make it. Yeah. Good.
Because that's what I kept saying. I kept saying I don't think she's the power broker. I think she's like, you know, the head of, or you know, the front man. You know, she's working for him.
Yeah. Because I thought it too. Remember, I was thinking that maybe.
Yep.
But then, like I said, like, damn, man, like for real, like they really made her the power broker. But
yeah.
I'm glad they switched it up. That's real good news.
They had
Oh, that's real good news.
It'd have been another Iron Man 3.
Oh,
Yeah. Extremist. They should have just went with the original Extremist storyline. That was
That
good.
and the Mandarin, man.
With the Mandarin.
Everybody was upset about the Mandarin, man.
Yeah, when they made him like this goofy dude, and that wasn't even the Mandarin. I was like, all right, this is a comedy now. Like,
oh man.
Hey, I got a cousin that went and seen that movie. He said when they really revealed that he wasn't the real Mandarin, he said he was ready to get up and walk out. He said I wouldn't just get up and walk out the theater. He said he was so mad. He said I was so mad.
Couldn't believe they did that.
I sat there and did, yeah. He said I was just so
and
mad.
I think about the Iron Man solo movies, right? That to me, like the first one was obviously the best one, and it seemed like it just went kind of downhill. Like two was good, but I don't know. It
was cool. Really you had your boy Whiplash, like
he was dope, but it didn't have a like value for me.
Yeah, it wasn't.
What you think on that, OG Lee?
What's that?
I said, what do you think about the Iron Man movies? Like
trilogy.
The trilogy.
Okay, to be a nitpicker, okay. Whiplash, the guy that plays Whiplash, right? The name that they give him, the name they give him in the movie, though, in the comics, that's not Whiplash. That's Dynamo.
That's Dynamo. Dynamo. Yeah.
Dynamo.
That's supposed to be Dynamo. Yeah.
That wasn't Whiplash.
It's supposed to be Crimson Dynamo. Yeah. It's supposed to be Crimson Dynamo. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what threw me off. I was like, that's kind of weird, you know, like to do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, I was getting ready to say this. I was gonna say, wasn't he supposed to be Crimson? I think they wanted to do Crimson Dynamo, but couldn't do it, and then just
went
with Whiplash. I don't know.
With the third movie, God, that pissed me off, man. Straight out. And what a waste, Ben Kingsley. What a waste.
What a waste.
Yeah.
You had Ben Kingsley, and then we get a guy with a fever as the big bad villain.
Like he would have been dope if he would have actually been Mandarin. Like that would have been awesome. But definitely. Oh my god, first one awesome, second one, third one, I'm good. Like,
super bad. Yeah.
So they might be doing something with the Mandarin now though with Shang-Chi.
Yeah,
they have to, bro. A lot of people are disappointed.
I look at
that's not a bomb.
And I look at Iron Man 3 the way I look at For the Dark World.
Yeah.
They made it. It exists. And,
like a filler movie, right? Like
like
it's just there.
Y'all a tough crowd, man.
I like Ragnarok though.
Ragnarok, tough crowd, man. Everybody was like,
I like Ragnarok though.
Ragnarok is good. It's like if I view a movie as bad, I have to view it as Spider-Man 3 bad. Like Spider-Man 3 just that.
What with Mysterio?
No,
the one with Venom. With Venom and Sandman.
Oh God!
And the black suit.
When he was
dancing like
yeah.
What are you doing? Then domestic abuse slaps Mary Jane. Like what? That's what we doing?
I was like, that shit was terrible.
Yeah.
Like,
and the crazy part was those movies started out so good.
Yeah, I like Spider-Man 2 with Doc Ock.
Doc Ock.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
great. Yeah, that was
I
great.
thought they
He
did
was
him
three.
real good, man.
Yeah, Spidey
Yeah.
2 was
Hey,
great.
he's coming back as Ock,
He's
right?
coming back.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
coming back. Yeah, he's coming back in
Yup.
this new one.
So you know they got that multi thing going on. Multiverse.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
hey,
multiverse,
multiverse
yeah.
of madness. That says it all, man. The Doctor
Yeah.
Strange.
Yeah.
Like,
So I saw that name. I said, "Here we go."
Hell
Here we
yeah.
go.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
man.
I hope they don't over convolute this movie because I'm like hearing so many things. Andrew Garfield's supposed to be in it. Tobey Maguire's in it. Not or whatever. I heard Willem Dafoe's supposed to be in it too. So
That'd be
Yeah.
dope.
I'm just like, just
You
don't
hope they
overcomplicate it, y'all.
oversaturated, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna,
Yeah.
it's got to be like glimpses, like you know,
Yeah. It's got to
You know,
flow. Good.
like
Yeah.
little scenes, yeah.
yeah, like yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, Andrew Garfield. He's probably my favorite Spider-Man. But those movies were not the best.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I like. He looked cool as Spider
He
Man.
was
I
Peter
get what you
Parker.
mean.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire. I'm not a fan. I don't like Tobey Maguire. at
Yeah,
all.
and a
I don't
lot of
like him
people
as a
like
person.
him, too.
I don't like him as a person. Like he's a real asshole. And
You know what? You know what I think it is. I just hit it with Spider Man because it's just like X-Men. When X-Men came out, we wanted to like it because it was like the first thing. Now you
Right.
go back and like, yo, this is trash.
yep,
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's
go
true.
back and watch it now, like, you know what I mean? Because it was the first, so it's like,
yeah.
you know, you trying to support it and like it. You know what I mean?
That's how I was with the Star Wars sequels too. Like I really wanted to like them so much,
Yeah.
and I really tried to. And then
Oh,
I looked back.
It just
Didn't take long to look back and be like, wait a minute.
I
What did
told
they
you the
just
part that
do?
broke me. He was about to have it out. Wait
Oh,
a minute, dude.
Luke?
Luke wasn't even there. He was
wasn't even
projecting
there.
his image. I was like, oh, he wasn't even there fighting. Like he's still thousands of miles away on a planet.
It was
Well,
a
he
dope.
used Luke
That's
Skywalker.
called, yeah,
That was a
hold
dope
up,
ass
Tiger,
move.
hold up. Tiger, that's called forced projection. He did that. That takes a lot
Yeah,
of
no, that
willpower.
was a dope move.
That was
At
called.
the final fight.
Yeah.
That was
It shouldn't have
called
been the
sucking
final
me out of
fight.
my money. That's what that was.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. It was called.
It's
called,
dope in a playing a game doing it, but watch on
right.
screen. He's
You
supposed
know,
to be
you know the
fighting.
only, you know,
He
my
should have
only
done
gripe
that,
with
and
that.
then there still should have been a fight at the end where he
Yeah,
fought.
my only gripe with that was that at the end, Luke disappeared. So whenever you disappear in the Star Wars universe and you're a Jedi, you become one with the Force.
Let's go.
But remember, he disconnected himself from the Force, and just to
But I think
just to
the thing
reconnect
was-
himself, like you know, what I mean? like that. None of that ever made sense to me. Like I disconnect myself from the Force. I don't want to have anything to do with the Jedi Order. I come back, Force project myself halfway across the galaxy, have this
Hey,
battle with
when
Kylo
he
Ren.
disconnects himself though, like when a Jedi does that, bro, he's just like putting himself into exile. He still has the Force runs through him.
Yeah, and he
Specifically
can still bring it back.
Powerful Jedi. You know what I'm saying? Like,
He can
he can
reconnect.
just
to
choose not to use his abilities and live like a hermit for whatever weird ass reason. You know what I'm saying? But
and
the
you know
Force,
that's what they did to
strong.
him.
like
They made him a hermit. Like they made him a.
I hated that. I hated the middle movie. I hated it, man. For real.
Yeah.
Like
I was
it had
like,
like
was
are you
bad.
kidding me?
it had
It
maybe
was
like
bad,
a
man.
couple cool parts, but
a couple cool
overall,
things in
man,
it. It's Star Wars,
I was
so it's always
sad,
gonna
man.
have some cool stuff. But yeah,
Yeah.
Ryan Johnson totally dropped. I mean, that was retarded. But they were trying to sort of kill the patriarchy and make it a woke woman's, which
The Rise of Skywalker. I'm like, come on.
and she's a Palpatine, and it's like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
it didn't make
The
sense.
daughter
And
of the
you killed off
Even at
every
the-
main.
who's alive. They
Let's
bring him back.
kill Han
Right, right.
Solo and
Yeah,
Luke
even
Skywalker.
Solo's movie. Remember the chick at the end? She winds up killing the one guy. He's supposed to be all powerful. She kills him, and Darth Maul's like, "Come to me, so I can
Right.
finish your training." You're like,
Right.
come on, man. Like, we really gonna do this? Like,
But
you
Star
know,
Wars
it
has
was-
always had strong women characters, so they didn't have to do that.
Right,
Like they
they
were
didn't have
acting
to
like
do that.
they were acting like Star Wars was some sort of oppressive, anti-woman thing that they had to somehow remedy by
Overcompensate by getting rid of the dudes. Yeah.
killing everybody. Like
well,
made
then
no
come out with a
sense.
Star Wars show. Come out with a Star Wars show with all women. DC got the DC.
I know how they can
girls
fix it.
and all that.
I know how they can fix it. Get Kathleen Kennedy in this movie and have the Jedi kill her like the
Right.
first 5 minutes of the movie.
Get her out of there.
Then he good.
Get her out of there. Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, I tell you what, a lot of fans would be pleased. I can tell you that.
Let Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, you know, take LucasArts or Lucasfilm and do what they did with, you know, Mandalorian and all of that. Like,
yeah,
you see the fans what they like and what they don't like. Why are you fighting us? You know what I mean? Why are you giving
and
us?
it don't does it not seem that it ain't hard to figure that out? Like, if you have the history and the lore, like, why? Who is the person in that meeting saying no? We shouldn't make it how it's supposed to be. Let's do it this way.
Yeah,
and they agreeing with it. Who are these people?
Who are you to say, like, to take
go
George
along, get
Lucas
along game. The go along,
Right.
get along game.
Go along,
Yeah, I say it all the time.
There
Yeah.
you go.
following the leader.
Fake woke people.
Fake woke.
Fake woke.
And, you know, yeah, they sat. You're right. They had a meeting and they bought the whole lore, the whole mythology, all the stories from George Lucas, and then said, okay, all that's trash. We're not going to use it.
Mm-hmm.
When that's why it's a phenomenon, because of that. So why
That's
would
like
you take,
that's like y'all doing a documentary on, say you do a documentary on Full Blast Radio, and you say, oh yeah, yo, he started out, you know, listening to his father's records, then he got some DJ equipment, and now he's Full Blast Radio, and you say, nah, that's not how it happened.
Yeah.
He was born rich in Bel Air, and he got his first piece of equipment at 12. And he made money, and he was a millionaire at 18. That's how we're gonna do the story. Like, no, that's not what happened. That's the same thing.
And it was a woman.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Then a woman.
nah, we ain't gonna do that. Nah, not that part.
Or they'll say a woman DJ.
So you trying to have me on
along
TMZ or something, you know?
But yeah, you know, Metro Customer has a good point. They were what they thought they're doing is making it for a wider audience, but it's ridiculous because they've already got, like Slick Nick says, a wide audience.
Yeah,
it was Star Wars was already a huge thing. You didn't have to do nothing to it.
You're supposed to bring the people into your universe, not try to cater to everyone else.
Right.
Whoever likes it will like it. Whoever don't,
like
then
it.
whatever. Go somewhere else.
Right.
It's the same with the radio. We don't like what's on the radio, so we don't go to it.
Right.
And I'll tell you this: I hated episodes 1, 2, and 3 straight out. I didn't like those episodes.
A lot of people did.
Movies at all. Like
I didn't like people did. At all.
A lot of people did.
I tried liking them.
Yeah.
I've watched them all more than once, and it's like.
I think I tolerate them now because of how bad these last 3 are. Like now I can. Well, the first one I can't watch, but the second and third, I can watch it because it's like the culmination of him. You know he's gonna be Vader, so how they gonna do it? So that's what interested me.
Right.
But no, you're right. When it first came out, I'm like, what is this?
Yeah. A lot of people, because the second movie, if you watch the second movie, right before it got boring, it started getting good again. Like they had Anakin on the planet with Padme, and they were showing them falling in love. I was in the movie theater like this,
rolling around,
and I went to a midnight showing. Of that. The next thing you know, I hear a lightsaber open up, and I'm like, all right, here we go. Let's get. I'm like, all right, let's do it. I'm like, all right.
They didn't have Yoda fighting in that. Yeah, it might have been a complete dud. Because that I ain't gonna lie, that was ill when Yoda pulled out the lightsaber. Because you didn't see it.
Yeah.
Flipping
so
around.
I was like, oh, we got it.
Yeah, we were like,
flipping around.
Yeah, because it was like right before it got boring, it got too boring. They picked it up because it was getting dry in the middle. It was really getting dry.
It took me like years, like to really look back and try to understand it, and hearing George Lucas talk about it to understand those movies and what he meant. It's not they
didn't translate what he meant.
Right. They were supposed to be homages to certain genres of old entertainment, like the Western or the samurai film.
Yeah, spaghetti westerns and old samurai films. Yeah.
Or the Robin Hood, the old Errol Flynn stuff, or like Excalibur, with the scene with them frolicking in the flowers. That's like a medieval love story. That was the whole medieval prince theme that he was doing. and you know and then like the diner scene, like they were pulp. You know, you had to kind of you have to kind of understand what they meant to be, and now to look at it as a piece of art like that, I appreciate it a lot more, and I find a way to like them a lot better. But you know, yeah, you give us Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, man.
You get, you know,
People
the
hated
kid
Jar
that
Jar
played
Binks,
Anakin.
man.
Why did they pick a kid that could not act? And I'm sorry, you know, I feel bad, but
No,
the
he
kid couldn't act. Like
Yeah,
that was
he couldn't.
horrible. Like there's kids his age that can act.
Yo, I was watching some last night. This girl, she had to be no more than what 7 years old. We was watching. Yo, she was natural, like
Got skills. Yeah.
the emotions. She was like, "Dad, what are you doing?" Yo, it
Right.
was It was like, oh, she gonna be a star when she grow up. Like she's gonna be dope. Like she has it
Right.
already. And yeah, that
Right.
kid was just so. You know, this is
One dimensional.
Yeah, reading the lines like this, like wow.
Right.
Yeah,
Now, let me ask.
Yeah,
Let me
like
ask all of you a
Tariq.
question. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me ask all of you a question. When it comes to, because this is another big thing Star Wars fans go through. When it comes to the movies being remade, you know, you got the original 4, 5, and 6. Were any of you upset that George Lucas modified those films, or do you think he should have just left them the way they were?
Like from the original story, like Luke and Leia not being sister and brother and stuff like that.
No, you mean like
No,
adding
no,
like
like-
CGI and
Like
like
you know how he did. You know 4, 5, and 6 how we got them. And then George Lucas did the remastered versions. to
Yeah, he put
reimagine
Jabba the
all
Hutt
that.
like when
in
like
there.
Put
adding
Jabba the Hutt
stuff.
in there. Right, when
I
he
hate-
added
I
all
hate
that,
it.
when he
I hate it.
Yeah,
I hate it.
yeah.
I like
I don't
the original versions, man. Like I don't like all that
some of it-
CGI. Like there's too much of it that's unnecessary.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
right.
and
I'm trying to remember.
I can't stand how they changed the end of Return of the Jedi to put Christian Haydenson instead of the original guy. That
As the
that
Force
was-
Ghost.
yeah,
That's what
man.
Wait, I must not have saw that then. That's what they did?
Yeah, so the end
Now
of
it's-
yeah,
now
there's a
That's
whole
the end of the
version-
movie, yeah.
Yeah, there's
Like-
I don't the Blu-ray or the DVD version of the original movies. I have them on DVD, and they there's versions where he added like he has Jabba the Hutt walking through the hangar with a Millennium Falcon,
Yeah, that's
With Han
walking
Solo.
and talking with
Han
Han Solo.
But that was a deleted scene, Reno, and he put it in there, which I get. I get
And it
that.
was a deleted scene with the original
a deleted
Jabba,
scene.
who was gonna be a human. Jabba was originally gonna be a human.
Shaw was
man.
a human. Yes, he was.
Fat
Yeah.
guy, and then he made him.
And
he
then
ended up making him
Guido-
the slug, but they took
Right.
that deleted scene with the original human Jabba and they put in a CGI Jabba the Hutt slug that was literally just like walking through the, you know,
Yeah.
sliding through.
Yeah.
They did
I
that.
saw that. I ain't like, but I didn't know at
Yeah,
the end of
Guido.
Return of the Jedi they put Hayden instead of the dude that played
Right.
Yep.
Vader.
Yeah.
And then they did the
Oh,
Guido scene on the who shot first. It let you know who shot first between Han and was it Guido?
Guido.
Which people
Oh,
that
when they had the gun under the table?
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
people that like that.
On
Yeah.
shot first, man. Like,
Yeah, because it was a
Yeah,
big,
Yeah,
it was
he
a big
killed
thing.
him.
Who shot who first and all of that, like, or who fired first? Like he might have shot first,
Right.
but he missed, and
They-
Han shot second and killed him. But
Right.
it was a
Why
big
did you
know what
controversy.
I think they should have just left it the way they did in Solo when Woody
Yeah.
Harrelson told him, always shoot first, kid. That
Yeah.
answers your question right there.
Yeah.
So now you don't have to go back, edit the whole movie, put all this other trash in there. You put the laser burn in the wall right by his head. That
The
doesn't
rubber
make
neck.
sense, man. Right. Yeah.
Frozen-
Yeah.
oh, the rubber-
He was like,
Yeah. He was
guys-
like, well, the next thing you know, he shoots him.
mhm.
Hey, I got a Superman
That's why they
question for
say-
y'all.
Not a remix. Just leave it
My fault,
untouched.
Tiger.
Yeah.
My fault, Tiger.
No, I
ain't
was
hear
just
you. What'd
saying
you
a quick thing. Like that's why they say with the originals, just don't try to reboot them. Or just leave them.
Yeah.
That's why they're classics.
Right. Don't
Exactly.
fix
Like,
what
here's
it is.
another question for you guys. Here's another question. Speaking of that,
Wait, let
you guys ever
Cook
seen
ask,
the
let
movie?
Cook ask
Oh,
too.
go
Hold on.
ahead.
Yeah, let
Yeah,
Cook
go ahead,
ask.
go ahead.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't want to change the subject because I was going to ask a Superman question. So go ahead, Stu, because we're still on Star Wars. So I don't want to.
But this
Yeah.
is a quick one. You guys ever seen the movie The Warriors, right? There's a rumor. There's a big rumor that they're trying to remake it, and that
Yeah.
Hollywood wants to remake The Warriors. me personally, I'm a fan of that movie, and I think the movie's perfect the way it is. It's timeless, right?
Leave that
It's
alone.
the
You leave it
time and
alone.
period.
Right, the time period. Right. You can't do. There's nothing you can do to that movie to make it better. You know what I mean? You'll only make it worse.
They got
They
warriors
can't do it. This is the ultimate
protesting. That's not right. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he killed him that way. No.
Yeah,
I'll be out there with him, Tiger, because it just.
I had their phones on Instagram and shit.
Yeah. Warriors is a perfect movie just the way it is.
Hell
you
yeah.
don't need to redo nothing.
Yeah, you know that.
But see, that's the problem. Hollywood, they can't be original, so they just keep remaking shit because they know how to be original.
Exactly. It's like with Snake Eyes, like with the new Snake Eyes, they can't come up. They can't be creative enough to make a movie where a guy wears a mask and doesn't talk.
Yeah.
We couldn't do that, so we gotta take off. You know, he's gotta be.
Yeah. When I found out that part, now I'm already like, now I'm looking at this movie some type of way. Now I'm like, now he can talk and he's got a mask throughout the whole movie because you know he got his vocals cut at a younger age when he was training, right, with the sensei. So now when he's talking now as an adult, like
they're going with the other origin. I think Lee, were you telling me one time there's another origin where he takes a vow of silence? Maybe that wasn't you. Okay. Well, I guess there's another.
That's what they're going with this one.
And I guess they're gonna follow that storyline, but still, and Metro Customer's right, wider audience, but you don't have to do that, man. Look, because we you know, all the kids from the time of growing up with Snake Eyes, now we are, you know, taking our kids to these movies and stuff like that. So they got the audience.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Right. And they don't know. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And I don't get to go see Snake Eyes that I know.
Yeah.
I gotta go watch this garbage, which I mean, you know, I was hyped when you showed me, Tiger, about the
we were talking about it. We was like, yo, that'd be dope if GI they had a solo Snake Eyes movie that was rated R. All of a sudden, boom. We're like, oh shoot. Like,
they heard you. They heard you. Your prayers were answered.
But they don't listen.
They heard
probably from Australia or something now. So no disrespect to Australia. I'm just saying, like, he's not from where he originally was from now. Now he's from, you know.
Right.
So, do any of y'all watch the Superman and Lois? My bad, Reno.
I watch it.
Superman.
I like it.
Here go my question. You caught up, lads? Okay.
No, I only watched up to 5 episodes.
Okay, the black dude, is that Luther or is that Steel?
No, it's supposed to be from another dimension.
Okay.
The WB toggles with that. The new dimensions, they toggle with the multiverse. I
don't want to get no spoilers away. Because you said you watched on 5, but there's a particular part in the next episode or the next one where he make me feel like he was the Steel. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But I ain't spoiling. I don't want to spoil it. You have to see it. But I just want to know if, you know, I need an answer on that because I'm kind of confused.
Okay.
Well, here's an answer for you. We all know that John Henry Irons in any universe
is Steel.
We know that for a fact. Right. We know that Steel, no matter what Earth he's from, John Henry Irons is Steel. We know that.
Right.
Yep.
So maybe they try to change something up for TV again.
Because the little computer thing he got, keep calling him Mr. Luther, Captain Luther.
Yeah.
That's why I'm confused.
Well, there could be an Earth. There could be an Earth. We haven't seen one yet, where there is an African American Lex Luthor.
No, it is because he says because he's there, he wants to kill him because he's like they get a flashback of that Superman with a black suit murdering people. So he was like, he didn't want this dude to do it, you know. But they're like, he's not the bad Superman, so I guess he wants to kill him before he becomes bad or something. That's
a couple episodes. I'm a couple episodes behind. Yeah,
Luthor in any world is gonna try to kill Superman.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, yeah.
And he was in Lois Lane was his woman. They had a daughter. Lois Lane was his woman.
Yeah, that was ill. I was like, oh shoot, no wonder you want to kill him. You want his lady back.
Now is that in a comic somewhere, or is that just what they did?
That's just nuance for the show.
That's nuance for the show.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because there's also a joint where Luther became president.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of different things where
That's
they
the one
did
way
where they throw him
their
out.
storyline where Superman kills him, and then it's like the evil, Justice League or whatever. Then then the other Justice League from another dimension comes to fight them.
They did an animated.
That was in the
They
cartoon.
did a movie, yeah, the animated movie.
That was Infinite Earths. Infinite Earths was one of my favorite ones. Yeah.
Series. That was dope.
Hey, did y'all talk about the news of supposedly Disney might be acquiring the
DC?
company that owns DC?
Yeah, we did.
Y'all
We
talked about it?
Yeah, we did. We heard they said it was a rumor.
Yeah, they were talking about.
Yeah, he said it wasn't.
Yeah, man, it was on Muncie, the show when we had Muncie, the guy at the comic store showing all the stuff. Yeah, he was saying that it wasn't. It was just a rumor that had nothing to do with reality. But yeah, that would be dope though, I think, because they said Kevin Feige would have, taken that part, so we would have got some DC movies with the quality of MCU.
Yeah, and the DC animated would help out the Marvel animated.
That would be right.
Help each other out.
I'd be worried that
Marvel animated ain't got shit on DC
at all, and I'd be worried that DC would mess
they hired the right people
from Marvel animated. I'm like,
they hired the right people for the DC.
I'm gonna go back to a wrestling analogy on this one. It would be just like when the WWF bought WCW and just killed it and did nothing with WCW. So one of them companies would have to do the same thing to the other, no matter what. Your main characters or your main guys, some of them might stay, but then others be like, we're gonna chop and block with you, man. Best future endeavor type thing.
Yep. What year did that happen? When did WWF went out in 01? Okay.
Yep, 2001. It was like kind of a sad day for wrestling too.
Yeah, I remember. I was like, "What? No WWF."
But you know what? The WWF name changed because of the animal rights stuff. Ain't that right?
Really?
World Wildlife Foundation.
What was that about? Oh, World Wildlife Foundation.
Yeah, World Wildlife Foundation.
Oh, like they had the acronym first, so
it's like they sued the World Wrestling Federation, and it actually took place in England, and they were like, well, we have to change your name or whatever stuff, and I'm like, why couldn't they just change the name to the Wildlife Fund or something? WLF. But
is that the one that they used to have them commercials where the kids would get little cards of? They used to tell you they was gonna send you a card of a new animal or something like that.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's what that is. Remember those in the 80s?
Yeah,
remember them commercials?
So that's why I went to WWE just because of that.
Just because of that.
Wow.
Huh.
And one more fact on that, Spade. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if a wrestler mentions WWF, they can get kind of in trouble. They can't even say WWF. Like wrestling, or you know what I mean. They can't even show that. Oh, they can now.
They can now. It took a number of years for it to do it, but they can now. They just can't like sell it if they come out with a DVD or something like that. They have to change the name. And I want to say in recent years, even that's changed because I've bought some WWE DVDs where they actually say WWF on it.
Oh, so maybe it was like they had to wait 10 years before it reverts back or something.
Yeah.
Probably to establish the separate
NDA contract run out. Yeah.
So it was like, going back to the comic realm, like if Marvel did that, I can see a lot of stuff in DC just going by the wayside and vice versa,
Yeah.
Marvel went down and DC did the same thing and be like, man, just
that dude that plays Shazam, get him out of here.
Right. Yeah. So, do you think they would eliminate characters that are too close to Marvel characters or something like that?
I think so.
Really?
Oh, shoot.
So they'd be like no Deathstroke.
Yeah. Probably no Deathstroke. I don't know between Flash and Quicksilver.
That would suck.
Mm-hmm.
They should do is have them fight each other in a movie. That would be even better than to be canceling one out, because you're gonna just get angry fans on one side.
Yeah, that would not.
It would make money if they combine them.
Yeah,
that's how they did in the comics, right? They had a DC versus Marvel series.
They've been trying to do it for years. They've been trying to get a video game, a DC versus Marvel video game for years. They just, I don't know what it is. WB won't do it, and Marvel won't do it. I don't know why.
They're both gonna make money behind that. Like, I don't understand how they can both not. They say no to that. Like, oh no, because I don't want Superman to win because he's DC.
It's like Coke and Pepsi having
that's
a
what
rivalry.
it is. Like,
right. You know, it would be dope if they did if they did an Invincible. It would be dope if they did an Invincible universe versus the DC or Marvel universe. That'd be great.
Yeah,
Invincible.
That'd be dope.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, Invincible versus either DC or Marvel.
Wonder Woman's arms off, man.
Yeah, it would be. I don't know what Marvel or DC property would be able to handle, or go along with something. Maybe Deadpool. With all the violence and stuff, they would have to keep that going.
What they're trying to do, they're trying to put Omni-Man in Mortal Kombat 11.
That makes sense.
In the game,
in the game, Mortal Kombat 11, they're trying to put Omni-Man. Somebody brought it up on Twitter, and then Ed Boon was like, you know what? That's not a bad idea. And so now it's been a thing where he's trying to pursue it. He said if he can get it done, he'll do it. And they showed a dope picture of Omni-Man that they drew up for Mortal Kombat 11. I was like,
that would make sense.
Finishing move be holding you in front of a train. That shit was crazy. Yo, me and my lady was like, yo, what? You saw people's body parts just bouncing off his son, like.
Or the pilot where he just squoze his head and popped him.
Oh yeah, when he saved him, yo, she fell out. He was like, yo.
I'm waiting to see how this plays out, because the son eventually he meets other people that are like his dad. He meets the race, and he meets a female, she rapes him. I'm waiting to see how that plays out.
They're gonna play that out.
They're gonna play that out. And he cried like a little girl after she raped him. Like he was like, it was funny to me because he was like, oh, she raped, but it was, the comic is deep, man. It's real involved.
I was gonna say I got a whole bunch of those from OG Lee.
I want to say going forward, like, I know you didn't notice, Stu, but YouTube algorithm is crazy. So using that word.
Okay.
Can get his channel flagged.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've learned this from watching other channels. I watch Star's channel, and someone will say the F word, describe gay people, or the R word. He said you can say the N word all day, which is crazy. Right. Say the J word, which owns the network. Figure out who that is. The R word or the F word will get the channel ran, but you can say the N word all day. That's crazy, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's just
that's real crazy.
Go along, get along. Go along, get along. That man, he opened my eyes up, cuz I swear he opened my eyes up with that.
I ain't lying, man. It's crazy.
Man. And like the stuff you were going through with the channel flagging and all that, and you wasn't doing nothing wrong, and you had been doing it for so long, and then it's like, boom, they start messing with you. Boom, start messing with you, and I'm like, what in the world? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I see other channels streaming the same thing. Like, wow, okay, all right.
Wow.
Yeah, so you gotta work around it, man. When you working, platform on the corporation, you really got no choice. You gotta work around it till you build your own. So
right. Let's do it. So we definitely do not condone any sort of rhetoric.
Definitely not. Yeah, but it don't have to be like we're saying. Like it'll be condoning it. Just saying the word put you in that high risk category.
Right. And it'll pick that word up. It'll be like a computer, that listens for certain keywords, red flags.
It's so aggressive, as like Cook says. They'll block your stream. You know what I mean?
Well, good looking out.
without separating it and okay, no, it was this, okay. No, they just put you in that category and boom.
Crazy, man. It's scary. It is because
I mean, they making what, $1 billion a day off advertising, so they can care less.
They don't care. They don't care. That's why you don't talk to nobody. You can't get nobody on the phone. They don't bother.
Nope.
No.
They don't bother. You can't.
Why would they? Yeah. Why would they?
There's no chat room. There's nothing. Like it is.
Why
strange.
would you? Yeah. That is the thing. Why would you?
Care.
You start asking that question. Why would you?
And that's that social media. They're using that. All this is for their benefit. We use it for ours, but they using it for the advertising and brainwashing, and
they have been doing a video purge on Instagram. Every day I go to my account, this video has been removed. This video from when I first started Instagram.
You get that too?
I posted it, and you comment on it. Man, people comment, yo, they've been taking my videos down too.
So that's what because they took one of mine down, and I was like, what?
They doing, they going.
It was cool when I had it, when I first did it. Like, now it's a problem.
About 5 of my Instagram videos I took.
Just think about who's in office now. I don't want to get all political, but just think about the changes that happen. Then all of a sudden, from everything to the shootings to that. Just think about it. That's all I got to say. And IG is owned by Facebook.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I don't use Facebook anymore to go live. I've been stopped using them.
I stopped using them years ago, but I was trying to use Instagram for my computer to post advertisements or whatever for the show and stuff, and because I didn't want to do it from the phone because I had graphics and stuff that I had made. But to do that, they force you to link a Facebook page to your Instagram just to do it. And it's a disclaimer in there saying you have to do it because Facebook owns Instagram and all of that.
Right. Well, they're fighting with Apple because Apple said for the Facebook app, when you download it, and they want to put a disclaimer saying that you can agree yes or no for them to use your personal information for advertising. So Apple said, well, no, you should be able to say yes or no. Facebook is like, no, because our platform uses people's information to generate ads for revenues, so stuff that people want. Apple's like, all right, but they should have a choice for you to use their personal information or not. Right. So they going like back and forth. So Apple's almost like saying, how about we won't create no Facebook app for Facebook? So obviously Facebook would want to sue them. You know what I mean? So it's like Facebook wants to use your personal information and wants you to not even agree to it. Like say whether you agree or not. They just want to just use it. Yeah. You have no control over that. It's bullshit, man.
It is, and it's scary, man. It's like it's really on some Big Brother type. They watching you shit. If you, I don't know if anybody's seen the Netflix show, Social Media.
Yeah, I seen
crazy.
Mind blowing stuff. How they break down just how it's all been designed just to get our ad, just to get our money.
Oh, how those engineers broke it down, right?
Yeah, and they showed and he was like, like we literally built it to get your, to kind of make you buy stuff and make you, get your information to give companies to make, better products or whatever.
Yo, there's to a point where I swear I talked about something and I know my phone is listening.
I know what you're saying. It's true.
And
it's true.
My wife and
I know what you're saying, and it's true.
It's true. Saying, turn off your location, turn off your thing, and I'm like, I don't know.
No, this Tiger. Listen, when you listen for all of you guys watching and all you guys here, go back, uninstall that software, reinstall it, and it's gonna ask for permission for your mic and camera. Say no, because once you say at random times it can access your mic, and it just listens to you talk. Like everybody else say, like it's your phone is actually listening to you right now. So we can talk about comics, we can talk about toilet paper. You gonna get a toilet paper ad. You gonna get something. You'll get
Yep.
something
That
because
is
it's
true.
listening. Yeah.
No more
And
mumble rap
has,
ads. No more mumble
Right.
rap ads.
Don't
Now I
right.
get all
don't
Big Daddy
want it.
Kane and Coogee
Right.
rap
So
ads now.
yeah. So even if you turn your location off, right, and you take a picture somewhere, because that or you check in, like you know you'll check in, it looks at the background and tries to determine where you're at.
Yes.
So and then it'll go from there and say, well, how was this place? And how was that place?
Yeah, I get a alert like, oh,
Yep.
how was this place? I say, how you know I was there?
Yeah, I didn't- that's foul. That's kind of
Yeah.
scary.
You got
man.
criminals, you know, oh, you ain't catching me. Really? If you got a phone, they
If
gonna
you
catch
got a phone, they
Yeah,
you
wait,
get
they
caught.
Get you.
Yeah,
you.
because
Big
you know
dummy.
people always say,
know
oh,
what
you
room
ever hear
you're in
people,
your house.
right? You ever hear people say, oh, well, they're gonna put barcodes on us and they're gonna, you know, that's the mark of the beast.
Put
Well,
a
it's
tracking
already
chip on
here.
your
If you
It's
right,
in your hand.
if you got a
carrying
cell
the mark of the
phone,
beast
right?
with you.
If you got a cell phone, you're already being tracked. If you got a cell
Yo,
phone, you already got
when
a
they
barcode.
said they got a satellite that can
Look at your
look down
pupil.
and read if you're
You can
holding
see
your
your
phone
pupil.
in your hand.
This is true. Yeah,
They
this
can
is
see
true.
your eyeball
Yeah, that's true.
from
No, that's
space.
true. They do have satellites like that. That's true. That is 100%.
Remember not Civil War, Winter Soldier, when it was Hydra that was actually in Shield, and they was doing the targeting of all the people. Come on, man! You think they can't do that with the satellites? Everything in the movies is something that technology they already got it.
Exactly.
No, that's true.
Enemy,
They can do that.
Woman.
Enemy of the
that's
State.
true. They
Remember
can
that
do
movie?
Yeah, that's
Enemy of the
true.
State.
Yeah.
Yeah, Enemy of the State.
Enemy of the state.
Yeah, that was
Terminator,
big. Yeah.
That
Rise
movie
of the
right there
Machines.
showed me a lot.
Terminator. Yeah. See, Terminator to me was always that. That's what I was always about, that post-apocalyptic. You know, the computers taking over and watching us. That's all it is.
Yeah, they got drones now. They're making robots.
You got the robot dog. With the police got the robot dog sending it in.
Yeah.
Yup.
Those will be armed before long. You know. It's,
We ain't waiting
it
for it to be here. It's been here.
it is the
Somebody-
future.
Yeah.
We just seen
Somebody
it.
need to find that doggone meta gene so we can people become just meta humans. I don't care if the heroes or villains.
That's all I'm waiting on. Yeah, that's
gonna
all I'm
go
waiting on.
old school Riddler to
Spadeanomics.
be a villain. I'm just gonna tell you that now.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I'm waiting on. Spadeanomics.
Nah. We can't have that because we know Stu gonna
Somebody
do
ain't
to
gonna
get his
act.
powers. He gonna go over to Green Bay and
Yes, sir.
take Aaron
Yes, sir.
Rodgers and throw him into space.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like, I'm gonna be, hey, Tag, I'm gonna be watching
Swoop
again. I'm like,
around
you know what?
and
I'm
swoop up
tired of
every
this.
copy of the Black Album and throw it in space.
Yeah, big bonfire.
Or
Just lob them at the sun. Just lob them all at the sun. Yeah.
Oh, OG, what would your superpower be, man?
Yeah, time travel.
Time travel.
ooh,
Oh,
Prevent the Black Album from being recorded.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
oh man.
Just kidding, man. Just kidding.
Oh man. Anybody else? What would y'all superpowers be?
Super speed. I want to be a speedster.
Mm.
Yeah, I want to be a speedster. Either that or the Hulk. One of the two.
And then you have both strength and speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I like
If
that.
I was
I like
on-
that
if I was on a
healing
D-
factor. That Wolverine.
If I was on
about
the
to say,
DC
Wolverine
side,
level
if I was
healing
on
factor.
Wolverine, the healing factor. I
Yeah.
don't
I
know,
want the anti.
man.
I want the anti-anim too, though. I want to put me in the thing. I want to, because when I come out, you
But
better not
nah.
be standing there.
If I had really my pick, it would be some reality warping ability. You know what I mean? Some Franklin Richards type shit. Like
I don't
just to be
have
able to
none of that.
create anything.
I don't want none of those superhuman powers. The only thing I would want to do, be able to turn invisible at will. You can go anywhere.
Invisibility.
I walk right in the bank, wait
That's
till they
true.
close, see them unarm it, walk into the vault, get my
Me and my
stuff.
son have this argument all the
Walk
time.
into
He's
Janet
like,
Jackson's house, while she's,
yeah, anything you want.
I'll let you fill in the blank.
On that.
But let me ask you something. Let me ask you something, Tiger. But with
But
the
they won't see me.
invisibility,
Do what you
would you also want the power of like walking through the walls and stuff with your invisibility?
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
My lady said
Getting
that's
faster.
super creeper ability. That's what that is.
Super creeper.
Super creepy, yeah.
If I had to go, like I said, if I had to go on the DC side, I want to be a speedster. If I had to go on the Marvel side, Awesome Hulk all day long.
Hulk. Yeah.
Yeah, Awesome
Hulk.
Hulk all day long.
Speedsters, he can time travel and all of that. The Speed Force is more than just moving fast.
I already read fast. I skim.
Yeah. Speed read.
I still would be a super villain though.
Super villain?
I'd be a super villain.
We'd have way more supervillains than you would think. A lot of people. It'd be way more villains than heroes. I can tell you that now.
I like comics like The Boys and you know what I mean, stuff like that. Because they're showing what it would really be like.
Yeah,
it would be way more villains. Yeah, it would be way more villains.
Guys would be doing some side shit. What'd you say, bro?
Now I said, it ain't no Superman movie where a good guy wins in the end. Like, nah, this is reality. Like, that Boys is crazy. That's what Superman really would act like if he had them powers.
Exactly. Yeah, egotistical as hell. Yeah, and because even the good guys would be doing little side shit. Nobody's just inherently all the rules. So it would be nuts. Man, y'all seeing the what do y'all think about this? The government, releasing all the information about the UFOs that the military has been,
we've been new about.
About
time. I was on a UFO last week. Yeah, about time. Man. I was on one last week, man. About time, man.
Yeah. Hey, I was gonna ask you guys a while ago about this. Have any of you ever read "Behold a Pale Horse"?
The Old Pale Horse.
Behold a Pale Horse.
Oh, Behold a Pale Horse.
I've heard about it.
It's a conspiracy type book. But if you read this book, man, like a lot of stuff that this guy wrote about actually did come to pass. And it's like common stuff. Like he talks about, for example, police officers one day all dressing identical, wearing black tactical gear and combat boots. And I mean, hey, where I grew up, our police used to wear tan and blue, man. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And all this stuff, and it's easy to say, well, yeah, that's how it is now. Look at how old this book is when he wrote it. He wrote it way before any of this happened, man. And he talked about like a lot of like UFO stuff and just like far out things or whatever. He substantiates what he talks about at the end of chapters with like paperwork or whatever. Some people don't care if he names them. Some people do. He was eventually killed. He got in a shootout on his property with over taxes or something like that. I don't remember what it was.
What was his name?
William Cooper, Bill Cooper. And before that, he got run off the hills in Oakland, California, and he lost his leg or something. And it was by the government, I guess, that did this. But like I said, later on in life, he got gunned down, man, at his property. He got in a shootout with agents, man.
Damn,
it's story
crazy, man.
Out, man. That's
crazy.
But his book is
in 2001,
and like. And it touches down on a lot of things. It talks about putting microchips in like people, right? And it's about that they're gonna start by putting it in dogs,
right? And they did.
Wow.
Chipping your pet.
Yeah.
Like I said, he talks about it like crazy way before it happened. And he's not like Art Bell. I don't know if you guys know who. He's another conspiracy guy. I'm kind of into that thing.
I mean, the chip thing is already here. I mean, everybody carries a cell phone.
That's your
chip
phone.
thing's here.
They just trick
everybody carries a cell. They tricked you into thinking, right?
We don't have to put it in you because they figured out. Everybody already figured out. Okay, don't let them chip you. So they ain't gonna be able to do that. Let's make them want it. Make them want it. Make them. You know what I mean?
You can't open your phone no more.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like they do with surveillance. They made things so violent and crazy and all of that, and then made us want that security, Homeland Security, the airport security, like everything that happened with 9/11, like just to make us want them to surveil us. We want cameras everywhere for our safety.
We want cameras everywhere, right?
Y'all remember a few years ago the government was trying to take Apple to court because they wanted them to break open a encrypted Apple phone of a I don't know if it was a terrorist or a criminal, somebody.
Right.
And Apple was like,
Yeah.
no, because that's infringing on like the rights.
Yeah, personal, right? That's their personal information. Yeah.
Yeah. And the government was like, well, no, you can't. And Apple was like, no, you can't do that. Like, you know, you're supposed to be about American, whatever, First Amendment, this and that, but yet you want us to break the law, you know, go against, you know, what you guys wrote in the Constitution.
Basic decency.
So it was like a big thing. And it was something about like if they opened that up.
Going to court for that.
Are they still going to court for that? You said?
Yeah. The government's still trying to pressure them. Yeah, the government's still trying to pressure them
for that case. Wow.
Apple.
Yeah, I guess it's not really in the news now, but
Apple broke it open for them, but they won't give them. Apple broke it open for them, but they won't give them the technology or tell them how they did it. Like only Apple can do it.
Yeah, because if they did that, they'll do it to anybody.
So they kept trying to modify it, saying, "Well, you only give that technology to the FBI or the CIA. They're the only ones that's going to have it." And Apple still was like, "No." They're like, "No."
Yeah, like those two agencies. Oh, yeah, we'll feel good if those two guys have it. The FBI and the CIA, right? The ones that brought the drugs into the country,
right?
Put it all into the projects in the 80s. Y'all saw Snowfall, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So they're still trying to get Apple to budge on that. Apple's still not budging. So Apple's just like, get a court order and we'll do it. That's the only way we're gonna do it.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow, I'm looking at this William Cooper dude. Yeah, so it's a lot in this book about UFOs, aliens, and the Illuminati.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. Like the Illuminati stuff he touches on, and he's ex-military as well. The guy who wrote that book. He's I want to say ex-Navy, I believe. I might be mistaken, but I believe Navy. He talks about like his first encounter when he was on the submarine and stuff, and just
he was a Navy sergeant, E5 sergeant.
Yeah,
petty officer, second class. He did a tour of duty. He did a tour of duty in Nam. He was in Vietnam. Got 2 service medals in Nam. Attended a junior college. Blah blah blah. Yeah, he was a radio show host, and then he wrote this book, "Behold a Pale Horse." And he said that HIV would be like he said that AIDS was a result of a conspiracy to decrease the population of blacks, Hispanics, and homosexuals. In 2000, South Africa's Minister of Health received criticism for disturbing the chapter discussing this theory to senior South African government officials. And the UFO said he gained attention in ufology circles in '88 when he claimed to have seen secret documents while in the Navy describing governmental dealings with extraterrestrials, a topic on which he expanded on in the book. And then he said Illuminati, with his beliefs that extraterrestrials were secretly involved with the United States government. He linked Illuminati to that, but later retracted these claims. He accused Dwight D. Eisenhower of negotiating a treaty with extraterrestrials, then establishing an inner circle of Illuminati to manage relations. You know, I'm sure, you know, he talks about the Bilderberg group and, conspire with Knights of Columbus, Masons, Skull and Bones, other organizations that, you know, like that, which if you know anything about any of the conspiracy stuff, you've heard of all of them. New World Order. But yeah, you know, some of it I think is probably take it and leave it, you know. Like some of it's gonna be bull and some of it's gonna be 1,000% right.
Right.
Yeah, he talks about the Kennedy assassination. Man, I'm gonna check this book out. Yeah, I'm reading this.
And when it comes to hip hop,
see that.
And like when it comes to hip hop, I'm pretty sure all of us have seen the signs, the symbols, the stupidity, the humiliating things that they do to themselves. And you know what I'm saying, coming from the era where we seen a lot of y'all when y'all started. Why is y'all doing like this? Like, for instance, the way Nas is now, you know what I mean? Like, I know Nas is classic to me now, y'all, but seeing him
he used to be Nostradamus and all of that.
Yeah, you know, Esco, but seeing him now, like he kind of looked like a new Nas. Like, you ain't giving me that Nas feeling, you know, like you was at first. You know
like
what I'm saying?
To the other side.
Yeah, how y'all feel about that? Have y'all noticed differences in Nas?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I noticed that.
Everybody. Yeah,
After
everybody.
Jay-Z, yeah, after the battle and all of that, that's when I started to see him change.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, it was everybody. Not
And
just
you
me.
know, I'm guilty of giving him pass because it's Nas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, man. I mean, yeah, he did a lot of questionable stuff, man. He did that song with that little Nas X dude, girl, whatever.
That was
And
crazy.
Yeah,
you
he
know what
just
I mean?
did
I'm
some
like,
crazy video with the
just to,
devil
and then
and
all of a sudden he gets a Grammy finally, right? After that,
right.
you know,
It's
go
Right.
like
figure.
that, nah, yeah. That's like on
And
some. Go
tell
ahead.
me how y'all feel about this right here. Remember when Nas was having his 25th anniversary of Illmatic?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all
Right.
remember that?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That
I
was
remember.
probably like a okay. And then remember he did the show where he was doing multiple little shows and interviews, but I remember he did the interview with Nori on Drink Champs, and you know everybody was giving Nori hell about why he didn't ask no Jay-Z stuff, right? So anyway, I read an article. I can't remember what it was. I don't know if maybe one of y'all seen it, but they asked him, how do you feel about everybody celebrating the Illmatic and this and that, and
let's
he
say,
said, and he actually said that it's stupid that he said it's stupid, or in so many words, that because he got other albums. That made me feel different about Nas, because man, people
Yeah.
I've heard people say that album saved my life, that album changed me, and for him to say that on such a
yeah,
classic album.
he basically said like I'm tired of talking about that album when I got all these other albums and like
Right.
let's move on from this. It was like
What?
kind of like he just like uh just the way he
Yeah, man.
commented, it was like a disregard. I was like, word, arguably one of the
What?
greatest hip hop albums ever.
That'd be like
What?
Raekwon saying, fuck the purple tape.
Stop bringing up the purple tape.
Which, yeah, he and even
So
Method Man told him to stop talking about the purple tape so much, but he knows that's the classic, like that's the joint.
Classic.
so you right, Cook. So then us thinking that yeah, because seeing all these other questionable stuff he's done, for him to say that, and then you see him doing all this other stuff, it's like, yeah, maybe maybe he did change, and people do change when they get older.
Sure.
Like no one says
Sure.
change ain't good, but when you change just to, I guess, like you said, the go along gang,
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man, let's be honest. Like DJ Khaled,
Come on,
like
bro.
we've been saying for so many years, Nas, with Pete Rock and Premier,
Yes.
they still rocking
Large
out.
Pro.
How
Right.
come you and Jay-Z act like y'all too good to get on a Pete Rock or Premier joint anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Y'all
why?
became y'all on this elite level now.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know. That's the way
No,
it's projected. Like they too good to get on one of the dopest hip hop
yeah.
producers. It's like they
Yeah.
gotta go to, like you said, the dude. What's the dude's name that did the Hit Boy?
Hit Boy, right.
You know what I'm saying? Or they gotta
Something
go
like
to
that. Yeah.
someone that's doing the trap beats.
The new
just to
hotness.
get another look.
Yeah.
Like
The new
And they,
hotness.
and they trying to fool us too, y'all, because y'all notice some of the old heads saying, "Oh no, we ain't finna say nothing no more about the youngsters. Let them make their money. Let's do this and this and that." And I'm like, hold on, just last year y'all was saying something else though.
yeah,
You
y'all
know what I
talking about
mean?
trying to still steer
Yeah.
them in the right direction and teach the youth and
Right.
show
And then
them,
all of a sudden you seeing legends, people that were just hip hop to the core, you thought, that are starting to bend
Yeah,
and you know what I mean? Yeah,
yeah,
like trying to
yeah,
give pop to this new. Yeah, that did start happening, bro.
yeah.
Hey, all I can do is just enjoy the classic music they came out with, when I'm
Yeah.
mixing it, and we just enjoy it for
Right.
what it is, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, personally, these dudes we hold them such high regard. When they think a certain way, it does shock us. Like, damn, word, that's how you really are personally.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
we shouldn't be shocked because they're people.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So we gotta, people are
That's
like,
true.
there was this clown I saw on IG, and he was like, I don't know, he was one of those new rapper dudes that no one really heard about. He got mad that Nicki Minaj unfollowed him. And he was like, what the hell, man? What I do to you, nigga? What? And people in the comments was like, bro, you really care about,
Right.
you know, unfollow like clown, like really like worrying about these entertainers, like they really care about you.
Yeah, like you worrying about Cardi B or something.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Guess he thought he had clout, didn't he?
yeah, that's what he thought.
Mine keeps freezing, guys. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but
I hear you.
You guys check out right now. It's just
All right, brother.
Okay.
frozen.
Okay, Lee.
All right, Lee.
Yo, thank you
Good
for
seeing you
coming,
again,
bro.
man.
Yo, I don't know if you can hear me, man. Thank you for coming, man. It was good to have you, and we'll definitely have you again.
Much love, OG.
But yeah, man. We've been riding out for like 2 hours and 15 minutes. Y'all ready to call it a day or what?
Yeah. I was about to get off myself. I got some stuff
Yeah.
to do. And we got to link up later, Reno, because you know
Yeah.
we gonna chop it up and stuff.
Yes.
And
All
Stu,
right.
I don't know, Stu, you gonna be available too? He's mute. You're on mute, Stu.
Can't hear you.
Yeah, I'll be available for a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Y'all want to chop it up right after this because I'm running low on power. I'm at like 5%. My camera's about to die.
Oh no, I meant I was like give y'all a call. Give y'all a call later.
Okay.
On.
Yeah. Just call. Yeah. Hit me up later.
Tiger, you still want me to hit you? You know, I know you've been, you know.
Yeah, I want to chop it up with you too. You gonna be free later on?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I hit you too. After I hit them up.
Okay.
All right, y'all. It was great, man. This was a dope show, man.
Yeah.
Had a good time, man. Thank y'all for coming, man. Spade, it was great to hear your story and everything, man. It was good to have you on, bro. We'll definitely talk again. I mean, we'll talk again soon, but we want to have you back on the show again. So thank you for coming, man. And everybody, yo, I'll check y'all later, man. Salute.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
man. Spadeanomics. Salute, man.
Appreciate
Salute, y'all.
you. Thank y'all.
DJ Tiger,